Forever. Dog.
Am I ready? Okay, what happens after one? What happens after one? Oh my God, the show's live! Hey everybody, welcome back to the best show. It's a fun night here, a Tuesday in November of 2022, and I want to welcome you all to an exciting episode of the best show. The phone number 201-989-0012. If you want to get in on the action, you call up, we'll talk. We're just going to chit-chat for a while. And then we got a very special segment. A friend of the show, Gary the Squirrel, has he's doing a talk show on the Forever Dog Network now, and we decided to give him a little bit of the real estate for the on the best show. It's actually, to be fair, out of my hands. It's a decision by management. I go where I'm told. Yes, sir. No, sir. Where do I go, sir? What do I say, sir? That's the best Kinks album, not Village Green. All the true heads know what I'm talking about. That'll be later in the show. We're going to have some fun talk and whatnot throughout the show. Got a fun announcement. Yeah, all sorts of crap. Yes. Oh, look at this. Oh, no. Is that a portent of things to come? And portent's a big word. It's a little word, but it actually has big meaning. I'm an author. I can throw words like portent around. Yes, the portent of things to come. There we go. What's this frickin' what do we got going here? I don't like any of this. I don't like the fact the sign fell. Seinfeld. It's my favorite show, Seinfeld.
I don't think that's going to stay, but we'll come back.
It's like I'm in Brazil here all of a sudden. I can hear you. Can you hear me? All right, my friends. We'll start the best show in a minute. But I want to tell you all that, wait, my mic's not working now? Okay, there it is. We're working it out. We changed everything around to accommodate Gary the Squirrel. You got to respect the star power, huh? Right? When the stars come out, you respect the stars. And let's go to the phones and make sure everything's up and running. 201-989-0012. Let's start the best show.
Best show, best show, best show. Keep on laughing with the radio on Tuesday night, when all the other days have got you down, you'll feel alright, you'll feel alright. Over on the best show.
Hey, everybody. Wait, that doesn't work. Hey, everybody, welcome back to the best show. My name's Tom. I'm the host of the show. Yeah. I'm going to turn these headphones on. Hold on. Okay, we're back. Hey, welcome back to the best show. I'm Tom, the host of the best show. And boy, oh boy, do we have a good show for you tonight. We got Gary the Squirrel Show happening later in the program. We got Can we finish up the map? Is that too tricky tonight? Yeah, it might be too tricky. Maybe Pat can track it, but it don't have to go on the map. Pat, are you there, Pat? Wonder Boy.
I am here.
Wonder Boy.
It takes
Pat
a little
Byrne.
while to unmute, but I'm here.
Yeah, there he is. Wonder Boy, Pat Byrne, the one member of the Best Show staff that everyone likes.
Thank you.
How many states did we have left on our Bruce Springsteen map?
We had like a handful. I'm going to pull it up.
Okay.
This was the 50 states of Bruce, where
That's right.
who is the Bruce Springsteen of your state? We got most of it down, but there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 slots left. So
8.
maybe a lot to bite off
Okay.
for an hour, but your call, Mr. Sharp.
Oh, I like that. I like that level of respect. Is AP Mike here tonight?
I am.
Oh,
How
there
are you,
look-
Tom?
Oh, how am I? I'm great. Thank you for asking. At least someone asks how I'm doing. Mike, 3,000 points for that.
Thank you.
Some have said that the point system is a little out of whack, that Jason only got 4 points for getting Rob Halford on the show, and Mike just got 3,000 points for saying, how are you? But look, I learned from the best. Chris Hardwick taught me all about points and the distribution thereof. Mike, tomorrow's a momentous day, isn't it?
It is.
And first of all, let me just say I played, that's right, Twist of Cain by Danzig off of the album Danzig from 1988. And I'm going to that's a little teaser for everybody because we just recorded a new episode of Rubenesque, the Best Show Rick Rubin recap program, where we go through each and every production in Rick Rubin's storied career. And we listened to the Danzig album as one of the records we listened to. So that should be coming out very soon, Rubenesque. Keep your ears and eyes peeled for that. But tomorrow, can I say this, Mike? Is this
Yeah,
something
sure.
I say?
Could use the marketing, the plug.
The call came in, finally. The bell was rung. Is that like a Phillies thing? Ring the bell?
I guess so.
Something like that. I don't know. I'm going to be on a podcast called Egg Foo What tomorrow. I'm going to be doing a taping of Egg Foo What, which is a show that reviews different Chinese food, like restaurant delicacies, and tries to explore the more arcane things on the menu that might not be your automatic go-to order. And it's a show that is hosted by AP Mike and his sidekick,
Greg Wilson.
Greg. You just say, if we were doing Who's on First, be like, yeah, there's a lot of baseball players these days, and they got funny names. Be like, yeah, who is the guy's name? But it's just his name. Who? Let's not have any monkey business going on now. The player's name is who. Before we do that whole Who's on First thing. No, I'll be on with Mike and Doug Daniels, and it's going to be fun. We're going to talk all about food. So keep your ears peeled for Rubenesque 3, only on the Patreon, I should mention. Only on the Patreon. Patreon.com/thebestshow. That's how you get that's how you get to hear this bonus content. That's going up. It's very soon, so that'll be up. You can check that out at your own leisure. And then tomorrow I'll be on with my old buddy AP Mike. Somebody's saying ring the bell is used after wins, but you only noticed because they made it to the World Series. I don't care. Oh, you're a bandwagon. No, I'm not. I didn't jump on the bandwagon. I was rooting the thing when that World Series was going on. You know what I was rooting for? Major League Baseball to go out of business. That's what I wanted to see win. The creditors, the vendors collecting money from the stadiums before they folded. 201-989-0012. Let's get those phones ringing. Open phones tonight, my friends. Open phones. You want to talk to me? This is the night. We got open phones, baby. Your topic is my topic. That's how it works when it's open phones. So let's get those open phones ringing. And I have an announcement to make next week. My friends. Remember when John McCain was always like, Fringe? You ain't my friend. Fringe. Friends, next week, your guy Tom will not be hosting the best show. Who will, but there will be a best show. Well, that sounds like a real conundrum, eh? Who will be hosting it? Tim Heidecker is going to host the best show next week. Tim Heidecker's hosting the best show, and he's going to do everything the best have. Everything happens on the best show. It's Tim. Tim's going to do it. No Tom on best show next week. Tim Heidecker hosting the best show. So keep your ears open for that one. It's going to be a fun week next week. Thank you. Somebody said a little too much excitement in the chat right now. A little too much excitement. Wow. Yes. What? I'm here. You think what am I? A rotten tuna fish sandwich left out in the sun? Even the dog won't eat? Yeah. It's me. But next week, Tim, host. Let's see on the phones. We got any phone action? Any phone action? Let's check what's going on the phones. Well, look at that. Let's go to the phones. 201-989-201-989-0012. Welcome to the best show. Hello.
Hi, this is John from Los Angeles.
Oh, I know who this is. This is one of my favorite callers and one of my favorite people.
Oh, stop.
No,
That's very nice.
When you say stop, that's when I start. This is one of the good guys. This city it's not unlike the movie Inherent Vice, where one monster is more monstrous than the next. And then once in a while you need a Van Helsing. And John from Los Angeles, he's Van Helsing for this city.
Oh.
How are you, John?
Well, thank you. Good. I'm calling because I have a question for you, like a hypothetical question, but I have to set it up with like telling a showbiz story.
The floor is yours.
Okay. Well, do you know about how like Mel Blanc, the man of 1,000 voices, got into a bad car accident in 1961?
I do not know anything about this.
Okay, he got into a bad car accident on Sunset Boulevard, like a stretch somewhere in Beverly Hills, I think.
Okay.
And it caused him to go into a coma at the hospital. And the story goes is that the doctors tried all these different things to get him out of it. But then one doctor got the idea of just asking him a question. And he went to Mel Blanc and he said, "Hey, Bugs, how's it going?" And Mel Blanc started talking in his coma state as Bugs Bunny. And it's the thing that saved him.
Oh, my God. That's the most amazing thing I've ever heard.
It's like a great story. And it's like, and the doctor like came up with this last minute thing and it saved like a great talent. But it's made me ask myself, like, if I fell into a coma, like, what's a similar thing that someone could say to me that would cause me to pull out, to get out of it? And so I pose that question for you.
For you to get out of the coma? Look,
but I've asked that for me, and now I'm asking you. Like, what would be the thing that a doctor could do or say to you that would get you out of that state?
Well, I can guess yours first of all. I would say for you,
mine.
Yeah, I can do yours. Because look, you're a movie lover. You love movies. I would pretend I was working at the concession stand at the movies. I'd say like, what size soda do you want? What size popcorn and what size soda do you want? And you'd go, me popcorn, the large Sprite, and a box of Milk Duds. That's what they would do.
Well, I once worked as I did once work as a projectionist at a multiplex.
Okay.
So, like, you could just ask me, can I go into the projection booth and see and look around?
They'll like set you off.
Like, yeah.
We get you all.
You get all like, no, you can't.
Yeah, you get all itchy under your skin. You'd be like, no, you can't go to the projection booth. Nobody's on. Only employee. And you're like, and they're just like, wait, he's not in a coma anymore. For me, it would probably be someone saying something along the lines of, you can't do it. Nobody likes you or believes in you. You're nothing. You're a flop and a failure. And I'll be like, no, I'm not. I'm good. I have value. Then be up and out of that coma.
Someone would just have to say, you're never going to get out of this coma, Tom. You're going to be in there forever. Yeah. Right?
John, somebody once said to me, about when I was in my early 20s, somebody nailed me so hard with breaking me down into the most simple thing where they're just saying, like, I can get you to do anything. I was like, oh, yeah, really? How? And they said, just going to say you can't do it, and then you'll go and just try to prove them wrong and do it, even whether you want to do it or not. Like, you can't do that. Like, oh, yeah, watch this. That's what would be my thing. That would be my thing. Somebody saying, like, you can't, you'll never get out of that coma. You can't do it. You're out of the coma now. That's an amazing story, though, John.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it's kind of, it's like to think that we could have lost him, like, at that point and everything.
Yeah.
So
we needed that. We needed him as long as possible because, holy moly, those Bugs Bunny voices after Mel Blanc that's some bad news, Jack. When they're just like, yeah, I want to know, Doc, what's going on? Like, what's worse, that guy or the Fred Flintstone that replaced the regular Fred Flintstone?
I'm not familiar with the Flintstones that much. I never really watched it, but the thing that just popped in my mind was Kermit. Like how, I know you don't like the Muppets. Yeah.
Look, the Flintstones guy went and he was suddenly like, hey, Bonnie, you want to do a, like, Bonnie. He was saying Barney's name. He said Bwani. Andrew, could you be a deer and throw the air on a little bit in here? I feel like I'm, bleeping hot yoga class. A hot yoga class. No, yeah, but the Bugs Bunny sucked. The Fred Flintstone sucked. Which one did you say, John? You mentioned.
Oh, I'm just saying, like, Kermit the Frog.
Oh, Kermit,
after Jim Henson
Hey,
died.
it's Kermit the Frog. Like, I could do the voices for 80. Why am I not doing voices all the live long day? I can say this right now, and I'm warning everyone. This is a message to Los Angeles. When, not if, when there's an Alf reboot, if I'm not the voice of Alf, there's going to be some serious trouble. If I don't get to play Alf, hey, Willie, what's going on? Right? I'm the only person that could do Alf and Willie. Alf, why? It's Alf, I just got home from work. Why are you playing with my ship in a bottle, Alf? I thought I could take the
So,
ship.
wait.
Yeah.
Alf's a puppet, but how would you play Willie? Would you just how would Willie be portrayed
I'll go back.
at all or represented?
We'll do scratch track. Do scratch track on set, then I go back in and punch in a proper ADR session for Alf.
Okay. But I mean, would you like wear like a weird bald cap and the glasses as Willie? So you would play him on stage?
I think I would do my own Willie. I'd bring my own Willie. This is my just like
Okay.
the way what's his face did the Joker. Remember when he did the Joker and he's like, "This is my Joker." What's his name?
That's a number of guys.
What's that guy's name again? What's his
who've been
face?
like that.
What's Joker's name?
Jared
Jared Leto.
Are you okay? All right.
When
I
Jared
wasn't sure if
Leto
you were referring to him.
or Heath Ledger. There was Heath Ledger,
Mhm.
there was Jared Leto, and then there was Joaquin Phoenix. They were all the Joker. And then there was Jack. Remember when he was like, and he was just like, yeah, I'm starting to think there's going to be some trouble in Gotham. Remember that?
Yeah, I do. I know you've talked about this before, but like I've been watching episodes of the 1960s Batman show,
Mm-hmm.
and like they remastered them so well so that now whenever there's like a close up of Joker,
Mm-hmm.
like Cesar Romero's mustache just pops out.
Oh,
so
yeah.
much more.
Not made for high def.
No.
The idea that they just slapped more face paint over Cesar Romero. I like the idea they couldn't find this guy. They're like, the Joker kind of doesn't have a mustache under the thing. And he's like, well, I do. And that nobody could like convince him past that point that we really need you to shave that mustache off. Well, I need to have a mustache. Looks like we're at a real crossroads here, aren't we, guys?
Well, the other funny thing that I noticed is like they didn't put white makeup like further down his collarbone,
Mm-hmm.
So there are moments where like you could see his collarbone or for whatever reason, and there's no makeup there.
So yeah, so that's it's almost like the Joker woke up late for work, like one of those like panic, like he's in bed. He's like, oh, what time is it? Oh, crap. Oh, no. Oh, I'm late. Oh, no. Oh, crap. Oh, I gotta hurry. He goes in the bathroom, quickly grabs a thing of white paint and just goes just up to here because I'll do the rest in the car. Oh, I'm late. Yeah. And then Dan Aykroyd's the ultimate offender on Saturday Night Live when because the Joker ultimately is a fictional character. There is no Joker that it's based off of. But when Dan Aykroyd was on Saturday Night Live, which I got to say right now, I've been watching this new season of Saturday Night Live, more like Saturday Night Dead.
Ooh.
I got to say, more like Saturday Night Dead.
Saturday night on life support, right?
Saturday night. What would you say to get Saturday Night Live out of that coma?
Well, I guess like start talking like Don Pardo,
Yeah.
Like,
maybe that would do it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when Dan Aykroyd went on Saturday Night Live in the mid 70s, and he was doing an impression of a real person who was Richard Nixon, he didn't shave his mustache off. Isn't that the craziest thing you ever heard in your life? He's just like, I prefer to keep this mustache on. With that fast talking he always does.
And it wasn't even that great of a Nixon impersonation either.
It wasn't. It was a bad Nixon impression, and he had a mustache the whole time. A bleeping mustache.
I remember seeing like reruns on cable of those Saturday Night Live episodes and not, I mean, some things were funny, but then there was just like a lot of it where I was just like, so this was all the rage back then?
Oh, yeah, that was it. You got to realize it was either that or watching like Alice. Or like watching like a variety show where it'd be like the Helen Reddy variety hour were the only things that so Saturday Night Live at that point seemed revolutionary. And then you watch it now and I just got to say, more like Saturday Night Dead. I mean, they don't do Coneheads no more. I watched this show, they don't do Coneheads no more.
What was that? Sorry.
I said they don't even do no Coneheads no more.
No, they don't. Or the bees.
Or the bees.
shark.
Or the bees or land shark. Thank you, John. John, I'm gonna jump to the phones. We got hot phones tonight. And are you ready for the Gary the Squirrel Show? It was great talking to you. You're a great human.
Oh, thank you. And so are you.
Bye-bye. I actually hung up. He's saying nice things. I didn't want to hang up on that one faster than I did. Yeah, no, they ain't got no Coneheads no more. They don't do Coneheads no more. They don't do bees. They don't do land shark. They don't do Lisa Loopner. They don't do... Nobody goes on as Beethoven and puts on cool sunglasses and then does, tell me what I say. Tell me what I say. That was a sketch on Saturday. That was a skit on Saturday Night Live. I like it. These SNL people are like, oh, they're not skits, they're sketches. That was a skit. So a lot of the time, guys, they're skits. The idea that John Belushi went on, he was like, dun 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 dun. He's in the Beethoven outfit, and then he just goes and puts on sunglasses and starts doing a Ray Charles impression. Hey, baby, with the red dress on, like that's it. That's all the sketch does, or the skit. That's all it does. But I still don't know why they ain't got no Coneheads on the show. Back to the phones. Back to the phones. Best show.
Hello, hello, hello.
Hello. Welcome to the best show. To whom am I speaking?
It's Mike V. Late of the Everymen, late of the infamous Beggars Group, present of Chapel Hill, North Carolina.
I know
How
who
are
this
you,
is.
Tom?
This guy worked up at a record label a long time ago, Matador Records and Beggars Group, I think it was called. Is one of the quality people out there. And then he started this band called Everyman. And this band was so much fun and so exciting. And then where are you now? North Carolina?
Yep.
First-
Camp to Chapel Hill to start a family like an old Michael Landon sitcom or something.
First in Flight.
Well, that's right. That's right. But now we have these license plates down here that say First in Freedom, which is statistically untrue. So I always get a kick out of those.
I say with North Carolina.
How are you, Tom?
I'm pretty good. They should do the whole statement, which is First in Flight, 49th in indoor plumbing.
Yeah. To that point, I think they were like 12th in Freedom, or maybe even 18th or something like that.
The new license plate in North Carolina should say First in Flight, 14th in Freedom, 49th in indoor plumbing. And then they put your license plate really small. They put the letters and numbers really small. Mike, what's going on?
I'm here to talk about Bruce Springsteen.
Well, welcome to the best show.
I shouldn't say that. I'm here to talk about people who embody Bruce Springsteen.
Yes.
Because we used to have a game. I don't know if Pat told you this. I don't know how much you know about the situation. But when the Everymen were a band, we would tour a lot. And we would tour through all the states.
Yeah.
And we used to play a game in which we would try and discern each state's Bruce Springsteen.
I know nothing about that. What are you coming after me?
Yeah,
What, you want a
so-
payday? Was this a shakedown?
What's that?
What do you want, a payday?
Yeah,
you want to get paid off?
actually, but no, actually, the lawyer and the henchman should be knocking on your door at this
Okay,
moment.
well,
but
bring it
just
on.
give it a second if they haven't.
Bring it on. They can
they haven't
take me to
knocked
court.
yet.
I'll see you in hell.
Yeah,
I'll see those lawyers in
and
hell.
so the trustee Pat Byrne hit me up and Catherine Herrick, but Catherine is not responding right now, and told us to give you a buzz
Okay.
because I believe there are some states which are still outstanding for you guys.
Yeah. What states do we still have, Pat?
So, hey, Mike, and thank you for calling. Mike Twitter messaged me after our infamous show a few weeks ago, and he told me that they had this game in the van, and I couldn't believe it. But he had a whole PDF of like every state that the Everyman had narrowed down. So as far as the best show, our states left, we have 8 left. We have Georgia, Arizona, Hawaii, Wisconsin, Iowa, Colorado, Idaho, and Nevada.
Well, I can say Hawaii is Bruno Mars. I think we did do that one. Hawaii has to be Bruno Mars.
Yes, that's actually what we have as well. That is correct. Yes, ding ding ding.
Well, I would say you are correct because you have what I had. Ding, ding, ding. So let's think. Arizona, Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper likes being in Arizona. You could say Rob Halford. He likes being in Arizona also. But we're going to go with Alice Cooper.
Well, we had Linda Ronstadt.
I get it, but Linda Ronstadt bounced to L.A. That's where Linda Ronstadt made her bones in Los Angeles. And Linda Ronstadt never went back to Arizona.
But I think we have different metrics. Okay, so our metric was the people of the place. When that name is mentioned, a person from Arizona, the very first thing they say is, at the mention of Linda Ronstadt, hey, you know she's from Arizona, right? Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of how our metric worked. It actually all started with Billy Joel, because we used to do a Billy Joel cover as a joke. And we would refer to Billy Joel as the Bruce Springsteen of Long Island. So that's where, for us, that's where the whole joke started.
Sure.
Because every time you mention Billy Joel to a Long Islander, the first thing they'll tell you is that he is, in fact, from Long Island. But yes, you are right. As far as Linda Ronstadt, I don't think she has any association with Arizona. But Arizonans is what I think they're called. They very much, I believe, have an association with Linda Ronstadt.
Sure. But for the thing, we want people who still honor the state to some capacity for certain things. And I'm going to say that Alice Cooper still calls Arizona home.
I once stalked Alice Cooper down, I think it was Mott Street. I followed him from place to place.
The quiet part loud much? Quiet part loud much? No, that's the most. This is what you lead with. You're supposed to go, hey, Tom, it's Mike. I once stalked Alice Cooper.
We haven't talked in a decade, Tom, but can I tell you about the time I stalked Alice Cooper?
Let's hear about this. I want to hear about this Alice Cooper. Well, how did you stalk Alice Cooper?
So I was going for lunch when I was at Matador. We were on the west side of Manhattan, and we used to often walk. No, it wasn't Mott Street. Where was it? It might have been. No, it was somewhere. No, it was somewhere in the Village, and we would walk, into the Village for lunch or whatever. And it was. I saw him with what I assumed was his family, and they were shopping. They were boutiquing. And I followed them into, I would say like 3, not into, but I may have hung out outside, no less than 3 boutiques.
So you hovered,
I hovered,
peeking in the window, watching him drift through the racks. Yeah. Right.
Yeah. But he was very listless. I think he was with a daughter, and she was driving the boat, and he was just along for the ride. Mm-hmm. Yeah, not as interesting as the non-relationship I struck up with Paul Rudd, who I think maybe for a time had a place near our offices, and it got to the point where Paul Rudd and I would pass each other so often in that neighborhood that we would we would give each other the nod,
Mm-hmm.
like the hey, what's up, but never actually spoke to each other. So he's my most famous celebrity non-friend.
Sure. Who would be my most famous celebrity non-friend? I don't know. I got to think about that one. I see in the chat, who's the Bruce of Pennsylvania? It's Kurt Vile.
Kurt, well, let's see. Hold on, I've got my list here.
Your list don't mean nothing in here. You're out of state. It's like flashing a badge out of state. It's a piece of tin.
Our Pennsylvania Springsteen was G Love.
What about special sauce?
Yes.
You gonna put special sauce on that list?
No, just G Love.
Okay. Well, G Love without special sauce
Yeah.
ain't that special. More like
Yeah.
G Love dead. No, this list sounds very impressive. What's another state we're missing, Pat? Because we
are missing both I's. We got the
Idaho and Iowa.
Idaho and Iowa.
I thought we answered those. Pretty sure.
Yeah.
Who was your Iowa?
Ideas floated by.
Mike. And Mike did a good
Yeah.
job of keeping track of this stuff. Not Mike from Everyman, AP Mike.
Our Iowa was Slipknot. Is Slipknot the band, the whole band?
Well, they'd be the E Street band of Iowa. Look, if we're going to just pick a member of Slipknot, I'd say 4. Maybe 7.
Oh, Idaho. Idaho was for us. Idaho was Hemingway suicidal years because Florida was Hemingway fishing years.
No,
We broke it down. We had Florida, and then we had the Florida Keys. Florida was the quote. Did you know that Leonard Skinner is actually from Jacksonville? Not the band Leonard Skinner, but the quote itself is the Springsteen of Florida.
Mm-hmm.
And then the Keys is Hemingway's fishing years, which brings us to Idaho, which is Hemingway's suicidal years.
No, this is not. We're not looking for the Hemingway. I don't know what his album sounds like. Does he play bass? Hemingway playing bass. Boom, 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 boom. Actually, that's a keyboard. It's not even a bass.
Yeah, it was a synth.
Idaho. Look, some people have said Doug March from Built to Spill.
Sure.
Who else we got here on this list? Paul Revere and the Raiders are from Idaho.
They're not from Idaho, are they?
They are. And those kicks just keep getting harder to find. And those kicks. Hey, AP Mike, are you there?
Yeah.
Idaho. Did you have any names for Idaho when we did this?
I had Paul Revere and I had Septic Death.
Septic Death. Well, if it's a coin flip, really, between Septic Death and Paul Revere, I think we got to go with Paul. We got to go with Paul Revere. Paul Revere takes Idaho. How's that sound?
What else did you guys have? I believe Colorado was on the list.
Colorado. Who do we pick? Do we pick John Denver for Colorado?
Colorado was still wide open.
Colorado was wide open.
We have John Denver on our list.
I think we had John Denver. Where do we have John Denver then?
Double checking John Denver. Hold on.
Because if we don't got John Denver for Colorado, we'll make him Colorado. If we have John Denver for a different state, because he could be for West Virginia, Mountain Mama, Take Me Home.
Tom, for some reason, New Mexico is John Denver on our list here.
I think we saw that he was from New Mexico. I'd probably put
Mary Lou Retton in West Virginia. Mary Lou Retton is the Bruce Springsteen of West Virginia.
Yeah, your list makes no sense. I gotta say it.
Well, it makes perfect sense.
It makes no sense. Mary Lou.
The people
Retton.
of West Virginia, they what do they say? They stand Mary Lou Retton in a way that people of New Jersey stand Bruce Springsteen.
Yeah, but I might as well. You might as well say Bruce. You might as well say Danny DeVito's the Bruce Springsteen of New Jersey. Then, if we're going to go put non-music people on the list, right?
No, Frank Sinatra's the Bruce Springsteen of New Jersey.
No, he's not. He wanted to get out so badly. He ran. He never came back.
Well, again, and this goes back to the fact that we have different frameworks for these lists, because Frank Sinatra is the person that when you mention his name to in New Jersey, and they will, as you know, they will quickly tell you that Frank was in fact from Hoboken.
Of course, and they'll also tell you, if you stick around for a minute, they'll tell you ran. He never went back. Yeah. The bum.
Right.
What a bum. Stupid. My favorite Frank Sinatra era is when he had that members only jacket on, when he was doing "L.A. is my lady." This bum says "L.A. is his lady."
Next era.
First of all, do you know what John Denver's full name is? Get ready for this. This is news to me. His full name, Henry John Deutschendorf Jr.
Wow.
Henry John Deutschendorf Jr. Who knew, right? John Denver was born in New Mexico. Is probably where I put him. Neil Haggerty for Colorado. There we go. Neil Haggerty, Royal Trucks, Howling Hacks. We're putting him as the Bruce Springsteen of Colorado.
Sorry, say that one again.
Neil Haggerty. Not Dan Haggerty. Not Dan Haggerty. They're both mountain people. I don't want Grizzly Adams on that list.
Sir.
All right, Mike. What are you up to? You still doing music? You done with music?
No, I'm having babies. Well, my wife is having babies, and I'm getting back into playing music.
Okay, well,
I have a little record label that I run, focused on Chapel Hill and Carrboro, North Carolina, and I'm writing full time these days.
Good.
Because nobody would hire me down here. Everybody saw Matador Records on my resume, and they wouldn't. Nobody would give me an interview, so I just kind of had to make ends meet, and I started writing, and it's worked out.
I love it. You're doing it. All right, my friend. It was nice catching up with you. I will see you soon. I'll see you soon. All right.
I hope so.
Oh, didn't mean to hang up like that. Hello, Best Show.
Hi, Tom. This is Lucas from OKC.
Lucas from OKC. And for people who don't know, that stands for Oklahoma City.
Can I do a quick sound effect thing for a throwback? This is for AP Mike.
You're going to do it anyway, so just do it.
Little Chiku.
Ah, there it is. An old crack of the beer, the golden glow.
Had to do it. It's been a long time since I heard that on the show, so.
That's very nice. What can I do for you tonight, my friend?
I've had a fucking... I'm sorry. Did not mean to curse. I have had a roller coaster of emotions recently. I was voting today, and the line was long enough where I was able to, between my walk down there and the line to that, listen to last week's Best Show and Double Threat.
Really? You could listen to both. That's how long you were waiting on that line.
Yeah. I've never been, even like presidential elections, we just have like a really big local election. So like I've never waited in a line, I think, for anything that long, but at least I was able to I loved that Rob Halford interview.
Thank you.
I love listening to Griffin and
Black Lips.
The Black Lips. It was great.
Thank you. Who'd you vote for? Wayne Coyne? You write him in? Right?
So with the Springsteen conversation I didn't catch that episode. Did someone nominate Wayne Coyne as Oklahoma Springsteen?
No, absolutely not. He's not the Oklahoma Bruce Springsteen. I forget. Pat, who is Oklahoma's Bruce Springsteen?
Oklahoma is, stand by. Oklahoma. Okay. Sorry, the list isn't alphabetized. So just stand by a second.
We're standing by.
Woody Guthrie?
It was Woody Guthrie. I believe it was Woody
Okay,
Guthrie.
good.
Sorry.
I
Wait,
would have recommended
no,
either
it was
Woody
not.
or Garth Brooks.
Who was it?
Chris Gaines.
Chris Gaines took it.
Oh, Chris Gaines.
Yeah.
I mean, you know,
He's having a good time over there.
he's got two spirits inside of him.
I never laughed that much in my life. The funniest movie I've ever seen, I never laughed as much as you just laughed at Chris Gaines being. It's like, Chris Gaines. I like watch.
I mean, Garth.
I watch like Jackass movie, and I'm just like, that's funny. You're like Chris Gaines.
Yeah, he's like a running gag. The Chris Gaines thing. We love Garth, but like Chris Gaines is like the VH1 version of Garth Brooks.
Yeah.
There's a local filmmaker, Mickey Reese. He's an indie filmmaker who's been kind of coming up. He has a new movie that's like kind of coming around like the festival circuit. It's called Country Gold. And it's about a fictionalized Garth Brooks meeting a fictionalized George Strait before George Strait is about to die and become cryogenically frozen. And I cannot wait to see it.
Well, I'll see that movie. That sounds like the greatest story I ever heard.
It looks good.
Wait, George Strait was cryogenically frozen?
I think this is like a fictionalized thing. I don't know if he was. I think it's just like a thought experiment thing.
All right. Well, let me say this right now that we're filming. Let me say this right now. What were my warnings? I warned the entertainment industry, if I don't get the voice of Alf when Alf comes back, there's going to be trouble. Trouble with a capital T. Just like Tom has a capital T at the beginning, ahead of it there. There's going to be trouble if I'm not Alf. And then you were saying...
I dressed as Alf for Halloween this year.
No, you didn't.
I did. Well, I had two costumes. I hosted we had this like historic theater, the Tower, that's on like Route 66. Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And I have like a weekly like cult film night, and it's usually at like the little bar next door. Mm-hmm. And I talked them into giving me like the big screen at the theater, and we showed Evil Dead 2. Mm-hmm. And I found this like Alf looking, like a T-shirt that Alf would wear, like a kind of funky 80s Hawaiian styled shirt. Mm-hmm. And I came out on stage and my joke was like, hey, I'm Alf. And then we're like, take 10 minutes, go get a drink, go to use the bathroom.
But
and
you had no
costumes.
fur on you. You had no fur anywhere.
I'm a hairy dude, so
you had no fur. It sounds like you were Magnum PI for Halloween. Not Alf. Because first of all, his name's not Alf. Alf is a classification for him alien life form. His name's Gordon Shumway.
Yeah, he's from Melmac. What's his real name?
Gordon Shumway. I want to see, is that record, I have a thing from a back of a cereal box. It was a 45, what do you call it? It was like when they would put singles, like
the flexi disc?
Kind of like a flexi disc, but literally on the back of a cereal box. Take me out to the, I think it was called Take Me Out to the Ball Game, Alf. If I remember correctly. Here it is. Take me, Alf, to the ball game. Let's take a listen to what this sounds like.
Can you imagine Alf going to a baseball game? Like, would he be interested in it? I think he'd have fun.
You think Alf would have a good time at the ball game? Let's find out.
He seems like the kind of dude that, like, anywhere you take him, like, he would just have a good time, you know? He'd be a good person to have at a party. It was a little weird. You know, if they have a cat, don't take them there.
What's that?
Oh, if I mean, don't take them to like a house party with the person or
Sure.
the cat.
No, you wouldn't want to. So are you a big Alf? Were you a fan of the show, Alf? Or are you just a fan of like the character?
I just like him in
of Alf?
pog form.
Which is a Simpsons joke. That's very funny. You're covering all the bases tonight. Simpsons jokes, Alf jokes. So what movie? You showed what? You showed Evil Dead 2 at this thing, and then what else did you show? You said there was a second movie, but you didn't say what it was.
Well, we just showed that movie that night, but we just kind of like, we ducked, and me and my co-host dressed as Manos from the movie Manos Hands of Fate.
Yes.
And I dressed as Torgo from Manos the Hands of Fate.
Ah, okay. Is that one of your favorite movies? You can say it. It's one of your favorite movies. We're just having a nice conversation.
Oh, no.
What?
Oh, no. I'm getting bad companied.
You don't talk over me when I'm playing a frickin' Alf record. It's very simple. When the Alf starts, the gum flapping stops. I might get that tattooed on my forehead. When the Alf Flexi starts, the gum flapping stops. Hello. How are you? My name is Tom.
Booyah baseball field that day. The Litwack Chowders were winning, and the sky was a greenish gray. But when they saw me coming, all of Melmac yelled, "Hooray! Get rid of the room!" They knew their luck was changing. It was Alfer's turn to play. Did I crack under pressure? Did I buckle under his knuckler? Not Gordon Shumway. I turned to the roaring crowd and I said, "Take me, Alf, to the ball game. Now it's my turn to bat."
All right, this sucks. I don't want to be the voice of Alf no more. That just ruined it. Take me, Alf, to the ball game. I'll do it, but I'll only do it for the money now. Well, this Alf thing's just a money gig for me now. Take me, Alf, to the ball game. Doo-doo did Alf. We phoned those in. Yeah, we need you to, hey, guy doing the voice of Alf, we need you to do something for whatever they were, Sugar Smacks or whatever Alf they looped in. Alf is a cash grab for me now. Thank you. They're saying in the chat, Alf's a cash grab. It is a cash grab. I will consider the voice of Alf. I would prefer to play Willie and do Alf. These are the jobs I want. Alf, Willie from Alf, Howard the Duck. That's it. And maybe I get to play the Joker. I get to be the final Joker, right? Wouldn't that be cool? If I was a Joker, I'd be like, I'm getting jokey. Start joking it up. Start doing... Well, because that's the thing. There's a Joker. He's doing jokes. But the Joker can't tell no riddles because that's what the Riddler does. So, like, what's he doing? Crowd work? The Joker? He can't do no riddles. Because that's literally, the Riddler's kind of just like, he's watching the news and he sees like the Joker being like, people of Gotham, what do you get when you cross, this bomb with the dam at the other end of town. And the Riddler's home watching this. He goes, I cannot believe what I'm seeing. I mean, am I wrong? Is this guy stealing? He's like on the phone with Poison Ivy. It's like, am I wrong? Is he just stealing my thing? Right? I mean, that's my thing, right? Like, that's my thing. Like, the jokes, the riddles it's my thing. This guy's, I got to talk to him. I got to say something. He's stealing. I feel like he's stepping on my toes a little bit. Take me, Alf, to the ball game. So I can do that. Howard the Duck, I would just do my voice for that, right? But Willie, oh boy, if I ever got to do Willie, I'll do for the character of Willie what the Joker did for Joaquin Phoenix and for Heath Ledger. I'll be the first person to win an Oscar for a TV show. That's how good my Willie will be. They'll just be like, we're nominating it for, he's going to be an EGOT in 1 year for one project. Because I'll do Willie. Maybe I'll do like an album, like Willie Speaks, and then that'll get me the Grammy. But I'll record that on stage, which will get me the Tony. And then we'll shoot the Alf series, which will get me the Emmy, but then we'll play it in a theater, which will get me the Oscar. EGOT in one shot. And I take all 4 awards, you know what I do? I set them all on fire. I say awards mean nothing. This is there should be no the arts are not a competition. And I smash all of them. Then I do it again. I just win next year. And I say, these I'll keep. We should. Oh my God, I just got a text. What regular caller to the best show? Let's put this out there for the listeners. What very good friend of the best show would send me a message? I have all the Alf Flexi discs. There's one called Melmac Rock that I'm sure is on YouTube. Which member of the best show community? Somebody already got it in the chat. Jake. Yup. Right off the bat. Jake. Everybody was just like, Jake. Fogeldorf. Fugelnest. Jake. Yep. Jake. We know you too well. And also, I'll give you like $300 for that Melmac Rock. Well, what conditions in it? I can only do I could do 400. That's the most I could do. 400. What do we got? Is that VG minus? VG minus? And somebody said Jake rules. Yes, Jake, you're the best. I love you, buddy. We all love you, Jake. And anybody who heard the Rob Halford interview we did, we recorded that a few weeks ago. What did Rob Halford say on it when I asked him a question? I said, Rob, and I could call him Rob at this point. I said, Bob Halford, Bobby Halford. No, I said, Rob. I said, Mr. Halford, sir. Who is there that you would still like to meet? And who did he say? He said Dolly Parton. And then, oh, lo and behold, he's at the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this weekend. Who's he up there with? That's right, Dolly Parton. You heard it here first. Best show. We get it going. That's how we do it. Hey, Jason Dudio Gore.
Tom, he might be in the back room theater. Might take him a second.
Okay. And thank you. Somebody in the chat just pointed out you can't spell Halford without Alf. Maybe get him to play Willie. That's the pairing.
He's on his way.
That's the pairing. I'm Alf. Rob Halford is Willie. Quick question.
Yeah. I was in the theater. I ran.
It's 30 feet away.
God, I'm exhausted.
I'm going to call a physician if
you
that's
might need to.
30 feet.
I'm here.
That's troubling.
I'm here.
That's truly alarming.
What's your question?
You should have at least caught your breath by now.
No, I'm not. It's going to come.
It seems like it's getting worse.
I'm going to catch it.
Seems like you're getting more winded.
It's going to come. What's the question? No, seriously.
You have a chance to do any printouts?
Oh, yeah, you got it.
Okay, that's what I want to make sure.
Yeah.
Just want to make sure because we can't start the...
No, we
can't start the festivities.
The festivities can start whenever. I'm going to run back.
Oh, my God. tell you. More subtle. It's like The Sweet Life with Zach and Cody had more subtle performances on it. Not a whole nuance in that performance. But God love him. God love him. We love you, Jason. Dudia Gore, we love you. All right, let's get ready. I'm going to play what I'm going to do is play a record, and then we'll go to the theater. Does that work for everybody? I'll play a song, then we go to the theater for the Gary the Squirrel Show.
That would work for me.
Now, this is Andrew. He's the engineer of the show, and he's the newest member of the family, and some call him the baby of the Best Show family. But I don't. Not me. Some picture him in a high chair. Little bonnet, rattle. I say he's an adult. He's an adult, for Christ's sake. I say, for the love of Christ, he's an adult. I say, Christ on a crutch, he's an adult. All right, let's pick a song out we can play. What do you want to hear, Andrew?
Oh, what do you got? You got any, I don't know. You got any dinosaur on the top here ready to go?
Do I?
That always works.
Do I? All right.
One thing before you play the song,
What's
if we
that?
don't mind, just want to remind our viewers / listeners that we're going to be switching over, and you're going to have a little bit of a buffer period. So you might have to refresh your stream after about 30 seconds or so. Might be a little bit longer this time, but just keep going until you get the stream back.
Yeah, that's how you do it, everybody. Just hit refresh, and then it'll come back up, and we'll be in the theater for the premiere episode of the Gary the Squirrel Show. And let me reiterate a couple things before we go there. First of all, this week, doing the Best Show. Next week, I'm not the host of the Best Show next week. Tim Heidecker will be hosting the Best Show next week. The Patreon is the one way you support the Best Show. It's patreon.com/thebestshow. That's how you support it. That's how you get the bonus content. We just recorded a new episode of Rubenesque. That is going to go up. It is going to go up very soon. It's recorded. There's going to be a new Ask Tom next week. More Four Horsemen episodes going up. We're going to do another one of those. Every week, you're going to get new content, exclusive only to the Patreon. And look, I had to get rid of my nails. My nails are so beautiful and red. I had to do this for a job. What job? I'm not going to say what it is. Not going to say what job it is, but I'm going to say this. The coolest thing that there ever was, just going to get a little cooler when yours truly gets in there and does his thing the way only he/I can. So, other announcements? Do we have any other announcements? Let me make sure before we go to this Gary the Squirrel portion of the show. Okay, subscribe to the Best Show on your podcast app. Get a new episode every Wednesday and Best Show Best every Friday. If you're a Forever Dog Plus member, that's a foreverdog.plus. You get all those things and they're ad-free. Support the Best Show on Patreon for bonus content and ad-free episodes. Lots of exciting stuff coming, including there's going to be a show. It's going to be me and John Worster is coming, called S&W Q&A. That's coming. What am I, the Magilla Gorilla here? I've got somebody staring in the window at me. Welcome to the bleeping pet store, and I'm the pet. feel like I'm at the bleeping bakery and I'm a donut. You can also watch video episodes of The Best Show over on the YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/bestshow4 So Andrew's request was Dinosaur Jr. What Andrew wants, Andrew gets. Let's listen to some Dinosaur Jr. This is one of my favorite songs off one of my favorite albums. It's called Sludge Feast. Didn't play, and it didn't play. For the love of God, can you believe that? Cheese and crackers, that thing didn't play. Cheese and crackers, I says. Now? Yes? Shall we? Oh, you rat bastard.
Still not getting anything.
You rat bastard. Of all the nights, Gary the Squirrel's hearing this, he's probably laughing, hearing the unprofessionalism. Gary, we apologize. Here's Dinosaur Jr.
Live from North Hollywood, California, it's the Gary the Squirrel Show with special guests James Urbaniak, Anna Roisman, comedy from James Fritz, sidekick Scott Rogowsky, and now the only late night host digging up your front yard trying to find his hidden nuts, Gary the Squirrel!
All right. What's up, Los Angeles? Your boy's home. I did it. I'm back. I got my own talk show. It's all gravy from here. Nothing gonna go wrong in my life no more. Well, welcome to the Gary the Squirrel Show. Very exciting. What's in the news? The Watcher. Anybody see The Watcher? The Watcher's currently the #1 show on Netflix. A second season has already been announced, focusing on a millennial who doesn't check his email. Texas Senator Ted Cruz was booed, and he was hit with a beer can during the Astros World Series parade. Many were concerned, but an updated report showed that the beer can was fine. The beer can. Don't care about him. The can is worth more than him. Oh boy, oy. What else is going on? A New York City pop-up cafe is modeled after Central Perk coffee shop that was made famous on Friends. Fans were surprised to see how accurate the interior was to the one on the show. They were also surprised. They were also surprised to see that Matt LeBlanc works there. Matt LeBlanc, Joey, how you doing? What else? A new study reports that drinking beer. I thought you would cheer for beer. A new study reports that drinking beer can help prevent Alzheimer's. We got enough fan of Alzheimer's here. When seeking volunteers for the study, Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh stood up and screamed, "I will go as tribute!" Very political. I don't shy away from the political stuff. I'm like Mort Saul. I'm like Bill Maher. Club Random. What else is going on? For the 6th year in a row, strawberries have topped the list of the world's dirtiest fruits and veggies. Better luck next year, butt lettuce. Butt lettuce. My writers, they're not so good. My writers should be called wrongers with some of these jokes. Wrongers. Dolly Parton has announced a new pet line that provides wigs for dogs. And it's called Doggy Parton. That name won out over other suggestions, such as, I will always love dogs. Why'd you come in here looking like dogs? And of course, Jolene is the name of my dog. CNN has parted ways with legal analyst Jeffrey Toobin. Sad news for CNN viewers, but great news for viewers of Pornhub's struggling news division. Pornhub! What else? What else? In politics, Donald Trump. There you go, thank you. Donald Trump is starting to fight with Ron DeSantis as they both jockey for the 2024 Republican nomination. Wow, what an embarrassment of riches for the GOP, huh? You can either choose between a candidate that looks like a shaved gorilla that fell into a cotton candy machine, or one that looks like Ronald Reagan if your TV's aspect ratio is incorrect. Hey, have him thrown out of here. Who said that? Have him thrown out. If you're coming here to yell out the wrong things, you can beat feet. All right, that's all the jokes we got for that's the monologue. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And boy, oh boy, we got a great show for you tonight. We got James Urbaniak, Anna Roisman, and the comedy stylings of James Fritz. And I want to say hello to my band leader and my former roommate, Vance. How's it going tonight, Vance? Vance? Hey, Vance! Boy, oh boy. Dude's on his own planet. Starts playing that prog rock. He checks out. Okay. Now let's say hello to my sidekick. My second banana. The one and only Scott Rogowsky.
Gary.
Hey, how's it going, Scott?
Gary, it's going well. How are you, my friend?
I'm good. Welcome to the Gary the Squirrel Talk Show. You're the sidekick.
I'm the sidekick. Here with Mort Squirrel over here. Look at this. We got him.
Yeah, you got it. I welcome you. You're a talent.
Wow.
You're a friend.
Yes, thank you.
And I owe you money.
Well, you owe me money. Yeah.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. You owe me money, Gary.
Now, you, Scott, for people who don't know, you used to be the host of an online trivia game.
Yes.
Called High C.
Close. Yes, that was my show, HQ Trivia, Gary. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
Some years ago now.
Yeah.
But this is my new gig here, Gary. I'm loving it.
Yeah, this is great for you.
Yeah.
You're doing great. You also got a store. Tell us more about that.
Yes, small business owner, Gary. I'm
Yeah.
a small business owner.
What's
Seems
the-
a little Republican, that phrase, but
What's the name of the store?
it's called Quiz Daddy's Closet. Quiz Daddy's Closet is the name of the store. That's my my shop in Santa Monica. I sell vintage clothing, used clothes.
Okay.
And yeah, that's going well too. So things are great for me, Gar.
Yeah, it sounds like it.
Yep.
Sounds like it. Now, look, Scott, I know there's a lot of people say your best days are behind you, that you're in free fall, that you're doomed,
Yeah.
that the clock is ticking,
I've heard that one. Yep.
that you're most likely, the way things are going, you're going to end up hosting the 2023 Keepies. That's the Oath Keeper Award ceremony.
The Keepies. I should be only so lucky, Gary.
But let me tell you, they're wrong, Scott.
Oh.
They're wrong.
Wow. Yeah. I wasn't really giving them much credence to begin with, but yeah.
Yeah, but look, sure. They got, sure, you went from having Robert De Niro on your show. You went from having, like, Robert De Niro on your show.
That was a big show. That was
to
a big show.
Now you're dealing with a customer who's yelling at you because you don't have the Dawkins shirt in a 2XL.
Yeah.
I thought we threw that guy out. Scott.
Dawkins.
But look, that means nothing. You're here with me.
I've got some nice shirts. I've got some good shirts, Gar.
It's you and me together forever.
That's right. We're doing it.
Now, do you have a website?
Yeah, I haven't figured out the website yet, but I have.
This guy hasn't figured a website out.
I'm doing brick and mortar. That's my approach here. I have an Instagram page.
Ooh.
Instagram.
How'd you get one of those? You
That
know
was tough to
somebody?
get. It was tough to get.
You must know somebody.
I had to put a word in up top. Yep.
What's the Instagram?
It is qdc.vtg. I shortened it, rebranded. Quiz Daddy's Closet. I tried to go hip. I think it was a bad idea, frankly.
QDC.
QDC.vtg. Instagram.com/.
Say it again.
Instagram.com/QDC.vtg. Quiz Daddy's Closet.
QDC.
VTG.
VTG.
Vintage.
Vintage.
It's the cool abbreviation of vintage.
Gotcha. QDC.VTG.
Vintage. Quiz Daddy's Closet Vintage.
Everybody go to Quiz Daddy's Closet and buy your shirts.
Yeah.
The holidays are coming
Yeah.
up.
I got yes, it's a great gift. They make great gifts. I've got some things from Alex Trebek's estate as well right now.
What?
Yeah. Yeah. I went crazy at the Alex Trebek estate sale.
Well, we'll do that later in the show.
Yeah.
I want to see what you got.
Yeah, I might have brought some things for you, Gar.
I can't wait. Now, we're going to do a game. Me and you.
I'm ready for it.
This game is called Name That Newsworthy Woodland Creature. I'm not the only one
You're not the only
from
one.
the woods.
No, this is true.
Now let's see if how good you are with this.
All right, throw it at me,
Ready?
Gar.
Question one.
Okay, question one.
The National Park Service wants humans to stop licking this animal. Now here are the choices. A. Sonoran desert toad. B. Common musk turtle. C. Tree frog. Now, you'll notice the first answer you probably thought is not on the list. Tom Sizemore. Tom Sizemore.
Tom Sizemore.
Which one?
Gary, you probably thought you were throwing me with this first one here.
Yeah.
Making me answer a tough question out the gate, but
Yeah.
I gotta say,
Yeah.
thanks to the algorithm, something passed my feed. I saw something about this Sonoran desert toad being licked because of hallucinogenic properties in the skin, and these kids they're getting high in the toads, Gary.
You're correct.
Sonoran desert toads. That's right. That's right.
Okay, question two.
I'm a big reader. Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
What's the last book you read?
I read your book. I read Gary's.
Oh!
I read.
What's the last book you read that didn't have a centerfold in it? Yeah.
The Sports Illustrated swimsuit. They didn't have a centerfold. The Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition. Yeah.
Now, do you got sports memorabilia you shop?
I got plenty of it. Yeah.
Do you have a Greg Lazinski jersey?
Greg Lazinski.
Extra small?
I have a Chase Utley jersey signed by Greg Lazinski, which might not your size, unfortunately.
Hold on. Chase Utley signed. Wait, Greg Lazinski signed a Chase Utley jersey.
That's right. Some say it's priceless. Some say it's priceless. You know, people get things signed, strange things signed. I think what it is Greg the Bull Lazinski is one of these players that some teams bring back. Some of the old-time players they bring back as an ambassador. And I think he's one of these guys at Citizen Bank Park for Philadelphia. So you have fans coming there, and they see Greg Lazinski, and it's probably some kid, you know, who's that's the Bull, 83 World Series. And the kid's like, all right, and he makes him sign his shirt, and that's probably how it
ruined
happened.
some kid's Chase Utley jersey.
That's right, because it's actually worthless with the signature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't wear
it. Okay. All right, blank twice attacked a Washington woman, and a biologist says these attacks are becoming more common. A, bear. B, snake. C, owl.
Wow. I'm conflating this one with a story I saw about someone being mauled by dogs. I think an Amazon delivery person. So that is in my brain now. That's not one of the options. So I'm pretty clueless on this one, Gary. Attacks by, I'm going to say, owls.
Correct.
Pulled that one out.
Yeah.
Good old 33% chance on that one.
Yeah. Now here's another one for you. Rusty the Red Blank, who briefly ran free in D.C. in 2013, has unexpectedly died.
Oh.
A, fox. B, panda. Or C, beaver.
Rusty's the name?
Rusty,
huh? This one I also really have no idea, but I'm going to go with my intuition. Rusty, perhaps the red panda.
That's correct.
Okay. I'm like Kreskin up here. I'm just pulling these.
Yeah, like Kreskin.
Yeah. I'm impressing myself here, Gary. 3 for 3.
Yeah. You're like the dude with the animals. They're gonna let him. What's that dude's name?
There's a couple of them. I know who you're talking about. Well, not Steve Irwin. Earlier, you're talking about the Animal Wranglers.
Yeah.
Yeah. What the hell was that guy's name? John Hanna. Right?
Yeah. Hannah. Jack Hanna.
Hannah and her sisters.
Hannah.
Jack Hanna. We got it. We got it together. Jack Hanna.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Is this the kind of banter people get when they go to your store? I gotta go in. I'm looking for a vintage Guns N' Roses shirt. Yeah, it was a great store, but the guy kept talking to me about Chase Utley jerseys.
This is not interesting banter, huh?
He kept telling me, do you remember
HQ? Yeah.
HQ.
Yeah. HQ.
Quiz Daddy's Closet.
That's right. I should sponsor the show.
You got a bathroom there?
No public restroom. Unfortunately.
Even if I spend a ton of money?
You know, I do make exceptions, Gary.
What if I say that I'm dropping 2 bills?
I could sneak it in my pocket, perhaps. I can get you in there.
I'm like, yeah, come on, I gotta go real bad.
I'll take care of you,
I'm
Gary.
dropping $2,000.
Do you want to hear how many people ask to use the bathroom on a daily basis? It's one of my most frequently asked questions. If I have a bathroom.
Yeah.
And I have to point it to the blue bottle up the street. But that closes at 4 p.m. So if they're at 4 p.m., I say, go to the Galley. It's this great little bar or restaurant. And I say, you just go to the back. You walk in like you own the place, like you're meeting people. No one's asking you a question. You walk into a bar or restaurant.
Yeah.
You use the bathroom. That's a public bathroom as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, public bathroom. It's a very interesting story. The blue bottle.
Yeah, that's the name, Gare.
So you tell me, why don't you just go get an actual blue bottle and a curtain? Here's your bathroom.
Yeah, here's a yellow bottle.
Technically, anywhere can be a bathroom.
That's right.
It depends on your courage and your confidence.
The world's
Technically,
your
every store has a bathroom.
The world's your bathroom, Gary.
The world is my bathroom.
Yeah.
That's my favorite Smashing Pumpkins song. The world is my bathroom. Our final one. High up in the Montana mountains,
Boy, okay.
goats and sheep faced off over a salt lick. Who won? Goats or sheep?
This is a news story? This is
Well, news is relative.
This was reported as news somewhere. Goats versus sheep fighting over a salt lick on a mountain.
Yeah. What's it gonna be, boy?
I'm gonna go
Yes
with
or no.
I'm gonna go
Meatloaf. That's Meatloaf.
I'm going
R.I.P.
counterintuitively, I'm gonna say sheep.
Oh, you're wrong.
No!
In the home stretch.
My gut was goat, but I thought that was too easy at
That's
the end.
how your stupid game felt.
That's
Every
right.
time I be playing high Q.
You got to answer
and
all
then you
12.
Get some stupid trick question, and I don't win.
That's brutal. That's a brutal feeling. I feel your pain, Gary.
What did you call that question again?
That would have been a savage question if you got knocked
savage
out.
question.
Yeah. A big ratio on the wrong answer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I never won. I never won.
Many people didn't when you're in good company, Gary.
Yeah. You know what? Watch this segue. Watch this. Speaking of good company.
There it is. That's my job, to set you up.
You said me it's like T-ball.
T-ball, baby.
Not like volleyball.
Yeah, you could set in volleyball too.
We're like Goose.
And Maverick. And Maverick?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which one's which?
Well, you're Squirrel and Maverick, baby. We gotta adjust.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm Val Kilmer.
I'm giving you Val.
Oh no.
Val vibes.
What have I done to deserve this? Pet Shop Boys. With Dusty Springfield.
The best references in late night, Gary.
Coming up next on the Gary the Squirrel Talk Show, James Urbaniak will be right back.
All right.
Welcome back to the Gary the Squirrel Show.
All right. Welcome back. Now get our first guest has appeared on shows like Difficult People, Review, The Venture Brothers, as well as movies like Wonderstruck and American Splendor. Please welcome the lovely and talented James Urbaniak.
Should we do that traditional? Yes.
Yeah, get comfy. Get
Gary,
comfy.
I am honored to be on this, your premiere.
Yeah.
And it's great to put a face to the voice. Because I've heard you on the podcasts. I don't think we've actually met in real life. I know it's your show, but can I ask you a question?
Of course.
Where did you grow up?
Jersey.
Jersey. So did I. I thought I heard a little tri-state area thing there.
Yeah.
May I say, you kind of sound like Frankie Pentangeli from The Godfather Part 2, played by Michael Gatso.
He's got some Pantangeli in him.
Yeah.
The Gatso.
The Gatso. He was also a
The
playwright.
great Gatso.
Say champagne cocktails.
Champagne cocktails.
That's Frankie Pentangeli right there. That's great.
That's it.
Josh Gadso. Josh Gadso, not funny.
Hey, easy.
Yes,
Not
that's
funny.
friend of the show.
Can we get Gary some chalk so he can draw the line?
The show.
The King of Zing. That's what you are, Gary. The
Look,
King of
Josh, we only tease the ones we love.
Zing. That's
That's true. That is true.
I just want to say,
That is so
when
true.
I was in the Navy and I stood on that battleship and I looked out.
Yep.
Each and every person, of all different race, creeds, and colors. We were all the same on that battleship.
That's right.
And Will Rogers said, I don't make fun of little people.
Rogers.
I don't make fun of little people. And each and every one of you tonight are big, big people.
From the bottom of your heart.
God bless America.
Yeah.
This is
Gary, I got to say, I love a talk show that references Mort Saul, Jack Hanna, and the closing monologue and Don Rickles' Hello Dummy. This is a generational demo you're going for. And as an aging Gen Xer, I appreciate it.
You know my favorite line from that album, Hello Dummy, is when he goes, yeah, where are you from? And somebody goes, I'm Welsh. And he goes, hey, you're Welsh, huh? Let me make you feel at home. Air raid. No, cave in.
Yeah.
He goes, we're cave in.
Cave in.
But it was only gentle fun that he was poking at the victims of World War II.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't in the Navy.
No, I got the
Stolen
reference.
Valor. I don't want one of these Navy guys coming after me.
Gary, you were in the Coast Guard, if I recall, in Jersey, like around
And
Sandy
the Coast
Hook.
Guard's just as much a part of the military as the Marines. It might even, some say it's harder to be in the Coast Guard because you got to put up with people making fun of you.
That's right, and so you overcompensate a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where you got that tough exterior.
Thank you. Now, James.
Yes.
You grew up in Bayonne.
I do. Well, I was born in Bayonne, and I lived there till I was 8, and then I moved to Marlborough in Monmouth County. Springsteen's County, Gary. Springsteen's County, right next to Freehold.
Yeah. Rumson.
Rumson is a little Tony. We call that Tony. Not in the soprano sense of a guy named Tony. Quite the opposite. A sort of rarefied, well-to-do area. I had a friend who lived in Rumson.
I used to make football bets with a guy named Little Tony. In Rumson.
Yeah, in Rumson. Interesting. Springsteen lived in Rumson at one point. When you do well, you move to Rumson.
Yeah. Notice I ain't living in Rumson.
No.
It ain't been so easy lately.
That's the phrase I'll use. This ain't no Rumson. When things
This
aren't
ain't
going
no
well.
Rumson.
Last 2 years have been no Rumson.
James.
Yes.
Gary's from Nutley, isn't he?
Hey, there you go.
Hi-yo.
Little Jersey pun there.
There it is.
Hi-yo.
Leave it to the New Yorker.
Nutley. When is Long Island going to secede?
Are you asking me?
After this election, we could see it.
They should just push it into the ocean. Cut it loose. Like the way Bugs Bunny sawed off Florida.
Exactly. You're kind of like Bugs Bunny. You're a traditionally sort of cute woodland creature, but you have like a city attitude.
Yeah.
I like it.
You don't mess with me. You leave me alone, I leave you alone.
Don't mess with the re.
You mess with me, I start playing mind games, baby. Just like Bugs Bunny. I'll get deep into your mind, make you go crazy. I'll put on lipstick and a dress. You won't know which way's up.
Yeah.
Psychological damage. James, what's it like to be an actor?
Well, I'll tell you, it has its ups and downs, Gary. But things are going pretty well. I'm actually, sometimes you're not working a lot, sometimes you are. But I am in a big film that's opening this Friday in selected cities. And then it opens in wider release later this month. It's by a big director, Gary. Can you guess? You get 3 guesses. Guess the director whose movie I'm in.
Opens this weekend.
It does open this weekend in selected cities, Gary. Nutley.
Do we know which cities?
Nutley, Rumson, and
the Amboys.
And the Amboys. Big director.
Big director.
You want a hint?
Give me a hint.
Okay, his first initial is S. It's a man.
S.
Yes. It's not Stanley Kubrick. He died.
He passed away.
He passed.
Yeah.
I have a guess.
Starts with an S.
It starts with an S. Who is it, Gary?
Steven Soderbergh.
Oh, you're so close.
Oh.
In fact, you got a couple syllables correct.
I know it is.
Who is it?
Steven Spielberg.
It's Spielberg.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Fablemans.
I'm in the Fablemans, Gary.
Who do you play?
I play
Papa Fableman?
I do not play a Fableman, but I play young Fableman's high school principal.
Give me a little taste of that.
I will. I'll give you a little taste. Hey, folks, here we are at the prom, and we're going to show young Sammy Fableman's movie that he made at the beach.
Ooh.
And that's it, Gary.
I like it.
Now, it's only one scene, but as you know, if you have a small part in a Spielberg, we're still quoting the guy in Jaws who said, "A what?" We're still quoting him.
That's right.
So I hope that they'll still be quoting me in the future. And now here's Sammy Fableman's movie, folks. I'm the principal.
Pretty soon you'll be out by the airport signing autographs at a trade show.
I hope so.
Next to the Batmobile.
Yes.
We got the Batmobile, Kid from Knight Rider, and the guy from Fableman's.
I'll tell you
the
something.
Principal.
Yeah.
I'll be taking tickets.
I once saw James Tolkien, the principal from Back to the Future, at a con. So there's a big future for actors who have played principals in movies set in high schools. McFly.
Yeah.
Maybe James Tolkien and I could share a table, 2 movie principals.
Yeah. I like it.
I like it too.
How do you remember all those lines?
You know, everyone asks that.
Teach me how to act.
Sure. Okay. I'll teach you. Let's say the line is to be or not to be. Okay. Now let's pretend, Gary, that's a new line.
Yeah.
It's from a new play. So what you do, you use it, and those words just aren't sticking. You just can't remember them.
Yeah.
So what I do is I create a mnemonic device. It's visual imagery. So I picture 2 bees, bumblebees, and then I picture 2 dead bumblebees next to them. So you have 2 bees and then 2 not bees because they're dead. Now try it. Let me hear you say that line.
2 dead bumblebees.
Okay, this is the slippery slope, because you start saying the mnemonic device and it sounds like gibberish. But that's a little a free hack there, a little acting hack.
2 bees.
Or not 2 bees.
You got it. Beautiful.
Or not 2 bees. That's brilliant.
Thank you.
That was good.
Now, do you have a IMDb Pro account?
You know, I did have one, and it may have expired. I don't remember.
Can you check? Because I got to log into one of those.
Yeah, sure. I'll give you my password if I have
got to
it.
make a couple changes. Someone listed me as squirrel number 4 on an episode of Mom.
Yes.
That wasn't me.
No, that's a shame. They got the squirrels mixed up.
Now, you've worked with all the greats. Todd Haynes.
I have.
Steven Spielberg.
Julie
Klausner, me Julie.
Julie Klausner, the famous Julie Klausner. I was on her show.
Andy Daly.
Andy Daly. Yes, many of the big names. Only big names. That's a
what was
rule
that
I
like?
have. Which one?
I don't know any of them.
They're all mensches to a man and a woman. They're all awesome.
Do you like crack each other up like on the Carol Burnett show?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. You kind of lose it. Sometimes you do a little. If there's an audience in like a comedy show, there's a good trick. You can do this. You turn around and you move your shoulders and you pretend you're laughing, and then the audience cracks up because they think you're laughing. It's a good good trick. Yeah.
Because I do this sometimes when I do stand up.
Yeah.
I go. If
Yeah.
Jack Nicholson opened up a panini shop, it might go a little something like this. I turn around and I go, "You want your goddamn panini?"
Yeah. And then you squint your eyes like you just did.
I want a panini with no goddamn cheese on it.
Right.
5 easy pieces.
You can't handle the cheese.
Yeah.
That
Where
kind
do
of
they
thing.
get a load of my panini?
There are only 40 paninis in the whole country, and I'm fucking one of them.
Now
That's a line from
From what?
Terms of Endearment. Terms of Endearment. Art Fern. Art Fern was a Carson character.
Yeah.
Are you going to do that? Are you going to do characters? That kind of fell out of fashion.
Heartburn, not Art Fern.
Heartburn.
I'm just in the zone where you're only making references that people who were born before 1970 understand.
This next movie has Dick Shaw, Tippi Hedren, and Buffo the Wonder Dog.
That's right.
You just did a movie where about like Hunter S. Thompson
Yes, I did a movie directed by Patricia Arquette. Patty, as we call her, Patty A, the great actor, and now she's directing. And I did a movie that's based on a young woman got a job as an assistant to Hunter S. Thompson, and it's a fictionalized version of that. And Willem Dafoe plays a fictional version of Hunter S. Thompson. They give him a different name, but he still has that essence. And I play the fictional Hunter S. Thompson's book editor.
Gotcha.
That's what it's about. And I think this audience, who get all these references, will rush
Yeah.
to see a movie about a fictional Hunter S. Thompson.
I was on the outskirts of Barstow when the nuts began to take
That's
hold.
right. Fear and nutting in Las Vegas, Gary.
Now, James.
Yes.
You've done a bunch of movies and shows and stuff.
Yeah, I'm an actor. That's what I do.
Can you, if I give you a project, can you tell me the character you played?
Yeah, I'd love it. I'm playing James Urbaniak trivia.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I don't know that I'm going to be good at this, but hit me.
What was the name of your character on Without a Trace?
Wow, this is really good because I've done so many procedurals, Gary. That's sort of been my bread and butter. And I can only remember the name of my character on one procedural. So Without a Trace, I'm going to guess that I was Rod Terwilliger, because I often play guys with names like that.
No.
Yeah, that was a
Hold
shot
that
in
one
the
out
dark.
there.
You were Damon LaFleur.
But I was so close. Come on, how close is that to Rod Terwilliger?
close.
They're kind of Rumson names, you know what I mean? Kind of old money names.
Now, who did you play on NCIS?
All right, I'm going to say Dr.
Yes.
Johan Economowak.
Dr. Rod Daniels.
There's the rod.
No, I didn't really play doctor, did I?
You were Dr. Rod Daniels.
Hello, I'm Dr. Rod Daniels. Now we're going to look at Sammy Fableman's X-rays.
I think you're getting confused.
I really like this game. This is a great idea for a game.
How about on numbers?
All right, numbers. Wait, numbers was my first procedural gig. It was my first gig in LA when I moved to LA in 2007.
This is a good name, too. This is a good one.
And I played a guy who worked in a startup or a computer company. So he wasn't a doctor, and his name was probably something like, I'm going to go with it's probably something slightly informal. His name was probably like, I'm just going to go with Scotty Miller. His name was Scotty Miller, the CEO of Computercom.
Wait till you hear this name.
Yeah, I want to hear it.
Your name was Binky Moore.
Oh my God, I was so close because I said it was going to be something like a nickname.
Binky.
And I wish I'd gone with Binky.
Scotty and
get
Binky are
over
close.
it.
I got to say, I think my memory for these things isn't bad. I've come so close. I'm in the zone each time. Now I do know who I played on Law and Order Special Victims Unit. I do know that name. Do I get a point if I say that name?
Yeah, what was that?
That was Wade Donato. And he was a young man who put mini cams in a woman's restroom for his own perverted reasons. And then he turned out to be the red herring, and because a crime had been committed in the restroom, and then they made their way to my character, and his name was Wade Donato, and because I remember that name, because I always felt that was sort of a water pun.
Who wrote that episode? AP Mike. Did AP Mike write that one? Mike, I love you. We'll get you on the show soon.
He had something he wanted to say about.
Well, I've got something to say.
Yeah.
Jersey, the Misfits.
Maxwell's.
Hoboken. Mile Square City, baby.
City Gardens.
Trenton.
City Gardens was a famous rock and roll club.
Yeah.
Had a lot of alt bands in the 80s. I used to go there all the time, Gary. John Stewart was a bartender
Yeah,
there
for
back
like
then.
4 days, and he's still dining out on that.
Yeah. Who was dining out? Me?
John Stewart.
Oh, yeah. Well, it gives him indie cred to say you worked at City Gardens. Indie
Yeah, I
cred.
worked at City Gardens, man. Yeah, from Thursday to Saturday. You're still telling us 48 years later, you're still talking about it.
It was a great time. He was making Yeah, he was making jokes about Reagan's cabinet, you know, doing political humor behind the bar.
Yeah, he was like, as he's pouring your Pabst Blue Ribbon,
Exactly.
he starts talking about Casper Weinberger.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, how about that David Stockman? What is the deal with his glasses?
I'm in charge here. Al Haig.
Exactly. I got it.
Deep cuts.
What's that?
These are deep cuts from the Reagan
Deep
administration.
cuts.
Yeah.
This is a very political show.
Yeah, you don't shy away from that.
On a political night.
You know, you should get like a little tiny prop newspaper like Mort Saul used to hold, and just hold it in your little paw there.
Boy, oh boy, I read 6 newspapers a day.
Yeah.
And maybe read 4 and write some jokes.
Yeah.
Instead of reading those 2 extra newspapers.
Yeah, you can cut out like the parade supplement.
Yeah.
You don't need to read that anymore.
Yeah, what's he reading? Parade, celebrity news on page 2.
Sir Walter Scott's personality parade or whatever they had in there.
Who did you
Sir
play
Walter
on?
Scott.
Scandal.
Was I on Scandal? Oh yeah, I was on Scandal. I
Boy, what must that be like?
I had a small
Oh,
part as a
did I
lawyer.
do Scandal? Oh, I guess I did.
That was a humble brag, because often people mistake brags for humble brags, but a humble brag is couched negatively. So I'm like, God, I've done so many TV shows, I can't remember if I was on Scandal. That is a classic humble brag.
Hollywood type.
Yeah. I would say I was a lawyer, so I would say my name was Bruce Sharkney. Bruce Sharkney.
Mike Silva.
Same, scans the same.
You were a
Scans the
Silva.
same. And then I was on that show, and they said it was maybe, this is the thing every actor loves to hear, Gary. This is a little something about acting. They said possible recurring character. Not only did I never hear from them again, but when I saw the episode, it was edited in such a way that nothing about what I was doing landed as a character. It was just me giving some information. And then a couple years later, I met one of the writers of that episode in a bar, and he apologized for me.
Wow.
But it was fine. Yeah, it was fine.
I think it's time for the Mike Silva Chronicles spin-off.
Yeah.
Scandal spin-off. The people want it.
My little peripheral character. It's happened before. Mike Silva.
Get him out of here.
May I ask a question? May I ask a question, Gary? To James here. When you get your character name on these shows,
yes,
you've done a lot of these shows as we've established.
Yes,
and then they have to write a character name. Do you ever have notes on the name? Do you actually study the name and try to embody this person? I'm gonna be a Damien LaFleur. I'm gonna be a Dr. Rod Daniels. Does that sink in at all?
It does. It does give you a sense of the energy they want for that character, and this is true, as Johnny Carson used to say. This is true. The other day, I had an audition for a character, and his name was like Dr. Bob Smith, and it just felt like it was the end of the workday in the writer's room. They're like, just put Bob Smith in there. We'll come up with the real name tomorrow.
Doesn't give you a lot to work with.
And they kept it, which gave me great freedom, because what's a Bob Smith?
Right.
It could be anybody.
Yeah. So what was that show?
I don't remember. I'm still waiting to hear from them, so I can't say.
Now, who did you play on?
Is this a 90-minute show like Carson in the 70s?
It's coming up.
All right.
Follow one.
Let me hear it.
Sex in the City.
And Sex in the City, I played a shoe salesman named Buster.
That's correct.
Because because that was obviously a joke.
Buster.
A joke on Buster Brown.
Buster Brown shoes.
Buster Brown, and I played a foot fetishist shoe salesman. Get it? Imagine the comic possibilities of a foot fetishist who gets a job in a Madison Avenue shoe store, and one of the Sex in the City's ladies walks in. It's a recipe for awkward cringe comedy.
It's frankly perverted.
It is. And many people remember that episode. It's very fondly remembered.
Yes, we all remember it.
That was a high. Gary, I know you didn't watch SATC, but many people did.
And that's a big show again now because of the movie, right?
That's right.
Is there renewed interest in this character?
JDS!
What?
JDS!
JDS. What is that?
JDS? Is he throwing out your character name?
I don't know what you're saying.
New character.
New character.
And just like that.
This is reverse. You have to guess the show now.
Yeah, okay.
She's a stand-up. They are a stand-up. I apologize. They're a stand-up.
They are a stand-up.
That's the tagline.
The new Sex and the City show.
Yeah.
JD, baby, 24/7.
I know what this is. This is a character in the new movie.
I see.
Who is
Am I
a?
not speaking English?
Well, it's hard to parse with the outbursts.
You're just kind of throwing out random letters of the alphabet, and we're trying to make sense of it here.
But now I am remembering there is a
The trivia
comedian.
got it.
Right.
True to form. True to form. By the way, I played that a few times and I never won.
You did.
But I feel like it's all good now.
I'm telling
We're
you,
here together
it's
on
a-
the couch. That's how life works.
My line is, James, I never won either.
Hey, man.
I never won either.
But families and relatives of the production cannot win. That's an old
That's true. That's true.
Gary, I'm sorry. What were you saying?
I think he's
Oh, boy.
singing.
2001, baby. Kubrick.
Great.
Check it out.
Yeah. Go
That's my
see.
pick to click.
Only in theaters.
Select cities.
Recommended. 2001, A Space Odyssey. Gets my thumbs up.
What do you think about the ending there? What's going on with the baby and the thing and the old man in the
Well, you
room?
gotta realize, James, life comes at you pretty fast. And if you're not paying attention, you might miss it.
That's good. That if they re-release a Blu-ray, they should- 2001: A Space Odyssey, directed by Stanley Kubrick, and then on the bottom, life comes at you fast. And if you mess up,
You turn around, you're an old man in a bed. Next thing you know, you're a baby in space.
leave it to a squirrel to get it.
That's the most concise and cogent
To deconstruct
analysis of this movie I've ever heard.
Yeah.
Look,
You.
I've seen that movie
How many times?
5 times.
Yeah, I think it's fair. That's not bad.
Monolith.
Yeah, the monolith.
I can't let you do that, Gary.
What's that mean? What's the monolith?
It's very simple. It's a communication device set from place to place. And then when you unearth it, it talks to the next monolith.
Incredible. Gary the squirrel.
It's a means of alien communication.
Do you believe there was primate monolith connection happening there? Were they telekinetically discussing their plans for the future together?
Yeah, I do.
The floating pen. Does that mean anything beyond just the floating pen is cool? Or is there a symbol there?
You mean
When the pen floats, Gary.
when that one monkey throws a bone?
No, when the pen floats aboard
Monkey
this.
bone.
Gary, you're a great talk show host, and you can parse Kubrick. It's incredible.
Yeah.
There's no show like this.
The Kubrick parser.
Boop, 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 boop. Yeah.
Gary, I think it was the composer Alex North wrote a score for that. He shows up at the premiere, no score, all just classical music.
Yeah.
Devastating.
Do you
Talk
know
about
who else
showbiz.
was in that movie and got cut out?
Jack Hanna.
Dick Shawn.
Dick Shawn. Yeah, there was a comic sequence where Dick Shawn is the cook aboard the vessel.
And he's like, hey, baby.
Yeah,
I'm trying to get this ship to Jupiter, baby.
And he's doing the twist at one point. And then
Chaos ensues.
And well, what happens is there's no
Everybody,
gravity.
We'll be right back with our next guest, Anna Roisman.
Yeah.
We'll be right back. Welcome back to the Gary the Squirrel Show.
Yeah. Yeah. So, Scott,
Yes, Gary.
how's it going, baby?
Oh, having a wonderful time here. What a night. What a night. James, phenomenal guest. Could not ask for a better guest.
It's my pleasure.
You brought some stuff, Scott.
I did. We've talked earlier, and you've been very kind to give me this platform, this space here to
Quiz
promote the vintage clothing store, which really,
No bathroom
in all honesty, no bathroom.
unless you spend some real cash.
That's yeah.
They only let you do number 1.
Number 1?
Yeah.
Yeah, you could do number 1 or number 2, whatever you want to do in there.
Really?
Yeah.
You might want to watch out for that. Sounds like a challenge.
Your bathroom is yours once you get in there.
What do you got?
Well, so look, I've got a really special thing going on right now at the shop. It's actually something anyone can participate in, no matter if you live in LA or not. You could bid on some items First time ever I'm doing an auction from the store because I have some very special pieces, Gary. It's incredible timing. Today is the 2-year anniversary of Alex Trebek's passing, the Jeopardy great host, longtime host. 2 years ago today. 80 years old, pancreatic cancer.
Gary, had you not heard about this? Because it was in the news 2 years ago.
It was in the news 2 years ago. You should have checked Wikipedia recently to know this.
Who's the new host? Aaron Rodgers?
Aaron Rodgers didn't get. Dr. Oz. We all forget that Dr. Oz was a temporary Jeopardy host and now potential senator. But no, Jeopardy. Look, Jeopardy is an iconic show. Alex Trebek. Yeah. In my role as the HQ host, there was obviously a very natural affinity for Alex Trebek. I mean, this is the legend, the quiz granddaddy, if you want to call him. People call me the quiz daddy. He's the quiz granddaddy, the original quiz daddy.
He always seemed mad.
He always seemed mad. He had a bit of a...
Seemed like he had a short fuse.
Short fuse, a little curt with something. That kind of is what made it fun. Well, he had a phenomenal house, Gary.
He would get mad if, you wrote, a funny thing on the Final Jeopardy. He'd actively be mad.
Yeah.
I think he had a professorial quality. It wasn't necessarily anger.
What I think's happening here is I think Gary's thinking of the SNL sketch of Jeopardy with Will
this
Ferrell.
happens. People often confuse the parody with the real thing.
Right.
I know what I'm talking about. I saw an episode of Jeopardy. Burt Reynolds was on.
Right.
Yeah, and he wore a big hat.
Very large
and
hat.
was chewing gum, right?
Yeah.
That was a sketch.
It was a big hat.
Sean Connery was on.
It was a big
Gary,
hat.
this is the thing that happens. Sarah Palin never said, "I can see Russia from my house," but people think she said that.
Is that
because
true?
Tina Fey said it. Yeah. So this is a very common misconception.
Mandela effect. It's Mandela
we should come up
effect.
with a name for this effect. Let's call it the Trebek effect.
The Trebek effect.
The
Trebek
Trebek
effect.
The Trebek effect.
Yeah. When you recall the parody as the real thing.
Right.
This is a phenomenon.
This
is a whole other episode.
It's slightly different from Mandela effect. You're right. It's a new effect. We've discovered a new effect here
Yeah, we
tonight.
got a new effect tonight. Incredible.
But Gary, so 2 years ago he died. 7 months ago, his family, I guess, got over it finally and then had an estate sale. And the whole house was on sale. I mean, this was a massive event in Studio City. And
How much for the toilet?
The toilets, the toilets are priced to move. The whole thing, I'm telling you, there were hundreds of people lined up at 6 a.m. to get into this guy's house.
Yeah.
And I got there early as well. Another buddy actually beat me to it, but I was able to join him in line. It was one of those situations. And I spent far too much money.
What is people with too much free time?
Yeah. There were some nuts. There are some nutsos out there, guys. They're giving you run from their money with their nuts.
What do you got?
So I spent most of my money at this estate. So I got everything from a book.
Most of your actual money.
Actual money. I went full. I invested deeply into the Trebek estate.
Oh no!
The first thing I say, I walk in, I see a book on the coffee table, Phyllis Diller's 1984 classic, "Aging Isn't Fun" or something. It was something of that to that effect, and it would open it up and signed from Phyllis Diller to Alex Trebek. Alex, love you, big, some funny message, something, but signed by Phyllis Diller. $60. That's expensive for an estate sale, but for a one-of-a-kind piece, worth it to me.
Little pricey.
That's not for sale. It's pricey.
Did you buy it?
I bought it. I bought that. I bought shirts, T-shirts, vintage clothing.
Yet?
No, that's a keeper. That's a keeper.
I'll give you $9,000 for it.
9,000. We could talk after the show.
We've all got a price.
That is true. That is true.
What do you got?
So, yeah, I brought a few pieces to show off here because these auctions are running now at qdc.btg. We're doing a live auction on SubX.
I like this already. I can see it.
So this is, I was rummaging through his actual closet. It was bizarre.
Yeah.
And
Did
I'm
they
just
know
pulling.
you were there?
I mean, no, there are a lot of other people there, but most people are going for the furniture, the art. I'm in his drawers.
You weren't doing
As
a
it were.
creepy crawl, were you?
Creepy. Well, I wasn't
Moving
sniffing
the
any.
furniture 6 inches over, freak his family out.
No, I wasn't doing that. I wasn't
You
sniffing
used to
any
do
of his
the
clothes.
creepy crawl.
I was being as
The
normal as I
Manson
could.
family, Gary. We all know.
I was being
The
as
Manson
normal.
family.
I was being as normal as I could be. as
Gary,
one
this
could
was,
be.
I assume, during the day.
Yes.
It was a public event.
Yes.
It was not a creepy crawl. You were not driving there at night with a bunch of stoned hippies trying to freak out the man represented by Alex Trebek's estate.
Hey, James.
Yeah.
I'm going to make a movie.
What is it?
And I want you to be in it.
Let's
it's
talk.
called Screwhead.
Screw him?
Screwhead.
Screwhead. Yeah. I like it.
The one guy in the Manson family.
Yeah, Screwhead.
That they said was dumb by Manson family standards. How dumb do you have to be the dumb one in the Manson family?
Yeah. He was a real Lamux, Screwhead.
You got Charles Manson playing these Benny Goodman records. And he's acting like a fake hippie.
Yeah, Screwhead comes out. He's like, "Where's everybody?" And it's like the night they went to the La Biancas. He's never invited. He just sits there, watches TV.
Granwinkle.
Yeah, Granwinkle. They won't even talk to him.
Yeah. So what do you got? Let's see the first shot.
I didn't go to the Manson family estate
Yeah.
sale. I didn't go to that. Would be a fun one though.
You
The
got
Charles Manson
AT&T.
family.
Now show this because this is a beautiful shirt.
So yeah, just picture this. I'm just pulling shirts off the shelves to the point where I go up to the front to pay for the stuff, and they didn't have prices on these things. They're like, "Where'd you find this?" I said, "It was up on the shelf." I'm just pulling T-shirts that were just probably sitting there for decades, and sure enough, you didn't have a ton of Jeopardy branded things, which is a little disappointing. Or maybe I got there too late, and all that stuff went first, more likely. But a few things were left over, like this one, just a big old Jeopardy 1993.
Incredible.
Look
Maybe
at
they made a
that.
shirt every year with the year on it for the staff.
I would seriously wear that. Being an aging Gen Xer, the early '90s is very important to me.
And the back it here, AT&T, USO. So this is probably from a USO tour he did.
Yes.
Boy, that must have been a real treat for the troops.
Jeopardy.
The guy from that game show your grandparents watch comes out. You're stuck over in the desert.
Well, later they brought out Fran.
From Jeopardy's here.
Yeah. They also had Fran Tarkenton and the Playmate of the Month, so it was fine.
Yeah.
Susan Anton.
Susan Anton was there.
93 though. Was this?
That's enough to make me flip.
That was
sides.
Jeopardy's grunge year.
Yes. This was. But 93 was post Iraq War, post Gulf War. What was going on in 93 that we'd have a USO? I guess it's just we're still stationed.
Yeah, we're still stationed.
They're just constantly stationed everywhere.
Yeah, we're primed and ready to go.
Right.
If something's going to happen.
Right, exactly.
1993, maybe you heard of a little show called Friends. Was being created. It wasn't on yet. They were working on it in 93.
Nirvana's Nevermind.
92 for that one,
92?
baby.
Oh.
Yeah. Butch Vig.
Well, we've got Hanes. It's a Hanes XL single stitch. That's for the people who know their t-shirts.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's a fun
Single
piece.
stitch is fine.
Single stitch. You know the old, pre
Single stitch
95,
is fine.
96. This right here is maybe the
Hello.
most special piece in the collection.
Yeah.
Ottawa Senators jersey.
Yeah.
What's special about it?
Nice.
Trebek.
Oh my God.
Proof that I was there.
Yeah.
All items come with a certificate of authenticity, by the way, but this one doesn't need it because this was a jersey that was most likely, and again, I don't have the exact stories on these pieces. I'm doing my best guesses, but Alex Trebek was a beloved celebrity. Beloved celebrities are often invited to sporting events, hockey games, to drop a ceremonial puck at hockey games specifically, throw a ceremonial first pitch at baseball. So he got called to do this, and I believe it's from a puck drop, and they gift you with a custom jersey, and you get to walk away with it.
He was Canadian, too.
He was exactly. He loved the pucks.
I bet you Kevin Smith would give you a pretty penny for that.
That's a great point.
Yeah.
And if anybody has a connection to Kevin Smith here,
Smodcast.
Gary, ex-Smodcaster. Is this on the Smodcast network? Is this? But this
Clerks
is
3 on demand now. Ironically, nobody demanded it, but it's on demand. I demanded it be off demand. Off demand.
So listen, that's it. That's a great piece, and
Gary,
these
Kevin Smith's from New Jersey. Let's go easy.
Yeah. I thought you might know the guy.
The Quick Stop.
Yeah, they made it in Highlands, Gary.
I was supposed to be off today.
I do want to say that
I spent my whole life in New Jersey. Never saw anybody ever play street hockey once.
it makes a good point. Just fits his body well, I guess. The jersey, the hockey jersey. Well, I also want to say this. So this auction's running, and proceeds will be going to the Lustgarten Foundation for pancreatic cancer research, because that is unfortunately what got Mr. Trebek. This is
That's
one.
very kind of you, Scott.
Yeah,
Let's hear it for Scott Rogowsky.
Yeah.
Thank you.
One more shirt.
This is a shirt, a final shirt here, and this is maybe the most special one, Gary. Save the best for last.
Why's that?
So because I did my research on this, and
Yeah.
I do my research. So this is, it says Coach on the back.
Yeah.
Coach Belleville on the
Yeah.
front there. So Belleville is a small town in Ontario where Alex Trebek raised his family before moving to the States, and he was his son Maddie's coach at the Belleville PTOEC, which is their, what's what they called their local YMCA over there. And so this is a very personal. This is Alex Trebek's. He wore this coaching his son. And it's just, some pieces are cool because Jeopardy, we like Jeopardy, but if you want to really have a connection to the man himself, it was well worn and a beloved piece. So Gary doesn't seem that interested in it, but I thought this was maybe.
I actually think that was not sleeping. I think Gary was actually in ecstasy.
Is that okay?
Yes.
I had a dream.
Yeah. What was the dream?
I had a dream. I had an awesome dream. Lionel Richie.
We're running the gamut with the references tonight.
Running with the night. Lionel Richie.
Love him.
Another Richie.
We're gonna have a party.
Yeah. Oh, hey. We're gonna have a party. All
Fiesta.
night long. You
Right.
directed that video?
David Fincher.
Bob Rafelson.
Yeah.
Nice.
Wow.
Nice.
Five Easy Pieces connection. there.
Bringing it all
all back.
Nice callback. That's what we say in the comedy business. It was a callback.
6 Degrees of Rafelson.
Harold. It's a Harold.
It's a Harold.
Yeah, this is a Harold. It's very long, and I don't know where it's going. This is a Gary. It's a Garold.
This is a Harold with a guy who can't improvise. So that's also a nice fun element here.
By the way, Gary, I played Del Close in a documentary about Del Close called For Madmen Only.
This I saw.
And I merely bring it up because it was a perfect segue to plug something else.
James, you were phenomenal in this. If
Thank you.
If I can fanboy out here for, I know the sidekick role here, but I really am here to puff up Gary. Okay,
Moving along.
But,
Hey,
no, that
shut
anyway,
up.
great,
not yet.
great
I
movie.
want to hear about this.
About what?
Del Close.
There's a really good documentary by a woman named Heather Ross about Del Close, and they sort of had reenactments in it, and I played Del Close in the reenactments. But anyway, enough about that.
I always felt when I was in New Jersey, I was always Del Close because we were next to Delaware.
Yeah. It's nice.
Delaware is close. You ever go to that Sabaros at the Delaware rest stop?
No.
Good slice.
I used to go to a White Castle on Route 9 near Sayreville when
Yeah,
I was
I've been to
driving
that
back from
one.
New York.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
Sliders.
Sliders, baby.
With that shirt.
Yes. This that's what I was saying. I just think this is probably the most special piece in the collection.
How bad do you want this job, Scott?
This job right here?
Yeah.
Well, I'm loving it so far, and it, between you and me
If you
and
want the job,
the people watching here,
if you want that job,
yeah,
you gotta cut that shirt up.
I have to cut it up.
Yeah, rip it. Rip it. Rip it. Rip it.
Yeah, but it's a really important shirt to the collection. I mean, I was just saying it's so. But
Rip it, baby.
the truth is,
Grip
Yeah.
it and rip
I
it.
do need this job.
Yeah,
I
I didn't realize this was an audition.
This is
Need this job.
Gary. You're putting me.
Oh,
You're putting me.
God, I need this
You're putting me in a pretty
job.
impossible situation here, Gary.
Chorus line.
I got it.
I can't.
I'm watching Cisco Pitter Pat.
You're gonna actually make me rip the. You're actually gonna make me rip the shirt. Is he being serious?
You'll
This
find
is
out
between
when
you
rip
two.
it.
I don't want you to rip
You'll
it, but
find
I
out
don't
when
know.
you rip it if I'm serious.
All I have is the store and the shirts and
Yeah.
this job, and if I.
And the music
Yeah, just rip
and
it.
the magic. Oh my
Oh.
glory!
I was joking. When you ripped it.
Wow.
What are you doing?
I are you, Gary?
We'll be right Roisman, everybody.
Congratulations on your job.
But I have the job.
Yeah, you got the job.
All right.
And we're back on the Gary the Squirrel Show!
All right. Welcome back. My next guest is the host of the hit trivia game show, HQ Trivia. She's also an actor and also the host of a podcast, Unemployed, with Anna Roisman. Please welcome Anna Roisman to the show. Thank you.
Oh, I'm supposed to shake everyone.
Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Welcome.
Thanks for having me, Gary.
Yeah, thanks for being on the show. It's a real
Honored.
treat.
Honored. Wow. Go Phillies.
Wait, yeah. Oh boy, this is a little uncomfortable.
Why?
Because, you're the host of HQ Trivia.
Yeah, I do host it now. Yeah.
And then, Scott was the host of
He
HQ
was.
Trivia.
That is
Is
true.
that why you sat in the middle? You swapped seats? You needed to get further away from me?
I'm here as a mediator.
Thank you.
This is kind of like if Tom DeLonge and Matt Skiba were on the same subway.
If you may be permitted a comparison, and you are.
Any bad blood?
No, I'd say
Maybe-
only.
Maybe
only-
tonight with the bad blood moon out there.
Wow. Yeah. I
But
get
no.
You know, I walked into this thinking we were friends until this moment. You know, it just got awkward.
But the truth of the matter is, she is the host of HQ Trivia right now. That is the truth.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the
and
truth.
I'm the sidekick for the Gary the Squirrel Show. Right
and
now.
I'm the guest.
Yeah, you're a guest on the show that I'm a sidekick of. That's the truth of the.
This feels
That's
great.
the reality of this moment.
Wow.
Yeah.
Anna,
Yeah.
who are the nicest people in showbiz?
Who are the nicest people in?
Yeah.
The squirrels, honestly, are pretty great. You're up there.
Who have you met?
Who have I met?
Yeah. And who are the jerks? Who are the good guys? Who are the bad guys?
You want to know who? Okay.
Spill it. I want to hear this.
I worked
not just guys.
I worked in restaurants for 7 years, if you can believe, and I met a lot of celebrities when I worked there. And
name names.
Okay, nicest person ever, Sacha Baron Cohen.
Nice.
Very, very nice.
Wah wah wee wah.
My wife.
This tip is nice. Did you say that?
He didn't. No, he didn't say that. He didn't. But he was very nice. Also, Kim
My
Cattrall
name is
was very
Borat.
nice. What?
My name is Borat.
Did you audition for that role?
For the role of Borat?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't get it.
That you know what? I would give you a role as Borat.
Thank you.
Yeah, you're good.
Who else?
Who else?
Kim Cattrall.
Kim Cattrall was so nice. Yeah, I was very starstruck by her because I'm a huge Sex and the City fan. So I'm sitting here knowing Che Diaz
You're
and
next
these
to
guys.
Buster. Look down the couch. That's Buster.
These guys didn't know who Che Diaz was.
I know. Can you believe it?
No.
It's Che Diaz,
Che
right?
Diaz.
Not
yes,
Jay.
the stand-up. And you
Right.
still were both like,
Che Diaz.
Che Diaz.
Now it's coming
baby.
back to me. This is the. I don't think James is still aware of this.
I never met Che
Finally
Diaz.
got it.
You finally got it.
But I live for Sex and the City and in Just Like That. Huge fan. So meeting Kim Cattrall was special.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
I heard a rumor
Uh-oh.
that the dude who played Mindy's dad on Mork and Mindy was really cheap.
Conrad Janis. He was the son of Sidney Janis, who's a famous gallery owner in New York, and they were probably pretty well to do. So that's bad that he was cheap.
Yeah,
Wow.
Conrad Janis.
You know this.
You should
just
host
pulled this
trivia.
out.
I mean, I don't know
wait,
if you're...
he wasn't Mindy's father though, but he was an adult authority figure. So, sorry.
He ran that record store. Remember?
The ball guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mork.
Mork of Mork and Mindy?
No. He was always getting mad at Orson.
Yeah, Orson was funny. I remember Orson.
I don't know the show.
This is generational divide
This
here.
is generational divide, probably.
Is it?
Yeah. Well, you weren't watching it during its original run. You may
Late
not have been
70s.
on the Earth yet.
Maybe not. No.
Anna,
Yeah.
how did you get your start in showbiz? What was like the first job you got where you're like, I'm in the business?
I got a job on a commercial, and I thought, this is it. I'm set for the rest of my life. It was a Walmart commercial. And I thought that was like, I was like a Hollywood star. They flew me to Chicago.
Now, what did you do in this commercial? Give us a little bit of that character.
Well, okay. So I played I played the employee at Walmart during holiday season, and I was selling a cell phone to a couple. So I take a selfie. I take a photo of them. I wish it was I take a photo of them, and I say cheese, and then they take the photo, and then I gotta be honest, and this my big line was cut.
What was the big line?
Because it was a racist line. It was not a good line, and the director they made me do it like 400 times, and I was like, something feels wrong about this. And then thank God. Thank God it was cut. No, I had a line. I had the line being like, okay, smile. I did say cheese. And then
I'm so terrified of what
I'm scared to say this out loud. This haunted me.
Look, you didn't write this line.
I didn't write this line. I didn't even want to say the line, but it was the part, and it was a black couple, and then me, and the woman does some snapping thing, and then I mimic her back, being like, "Go shopping, girl," or something, and it was all awkward and wrong. And thank God someone at Walmart said, maybe we should get rid of that last part of the commercial. But they had us do it so many times. And I just remember he's like, let's try it this way. Let's try it this way. And the girl who was in the commercial with me, who's still my friend to this day, this was like 10 years ago, maybe longer. She's still my friend. And we laugh about this because it was cut.
Now, what do you think that character would say about Elon Musk buying Twitter?
You'd probably be thrilled, She's probably ready to pay her $8 a month for verification, I think.
$8. Anybody who pays that's a sucker.
But aren't we gonna feel withdrawal when if you're not verified anymore?
Yeah, we'll be fine.
Gary, are you verified? Gary, are you verified on Twitter?
Good question.
No, I'm not.
Why not? You have your own talk show.
Verified over at Parlor. Now, how do you get representation?
What?
How do you get representation?
Like in acting?
Yeah, because look, I got an agent.
Yeah, you're already doing it.
I had an agent. His name's Milt Gorman. And he's in jail right now.
Oh, no.
Because he was a part of that whole January 6th thing.
Oh, shit.
He swears he went into the Capitol to just use the bathroom.
And he did a little more?
Because, he's got some health problems, to be fair. But that also doesn't explain why he was trying to sell Chuck Schumer's desk blotter on eBay. So, look, my representation's going to be in jail until about 2045.
Wow.
So I could use a little advice.
Well, do you have headshots?
I need a headshot.
Yeah, you definitely need a headshot.
Do I have to dress like a fireman in one, and then a doctor, and then a baby with a giant lollipop?
That helps. And if you own a policeman's uniform, you want to put that on the resume. So they know.
See, James, you've done so much.
That was back in the 80s. That was the thing. You'd wear different costumes.
And you just say, I own a police car.
There was a guy in New York who put up posters of himself in different costumes saying, hire me. He's a doctor. He's
got the costume.
Construction outfit is always popular.
I do have to say my dog has come in handy before. I've gotten asked to do things before because they want my dog in it.
What's your dog's name?
Bobby Flay. He's a toy poodle named Bobby Flay.
Okay.
And when I got him, my mom was like, one of you needs to make it. And he's done pretty well for himself. You know, he doesn't pay rent yet, but he could.
So Bobby Phil will be back in the old days when we went to casting offices. He would be there, and they would go, "Can we see the dog?"
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fantastic.
You know, or I'd get asked to do like comedy videos because they're like, we need a dog. We'd love to have you in it too, but we really need a dog.
Well, maybe Bobby Flay has an agent I can talk to.
Yeah. Actually, you'll love this. No joke. In New York, there is a dog. It's called the Dog Agency. And I remember my dog is now 13. And when I first got him, when he was doing well, I thought I emailed the dog agency. Okay. Yeah. No other animal. Unfortunately, they don't take on other animal clients. They only do dogs. And I called and I sent over and they were like, yeah, send his stuff. And they wrote me back and said, well, he's a beautiful dog. Unfortunately, we're not taking on new clients with less than 40,000 Instagram followers.
Oh my God.
So
what else could you judge these dogs on? Let's be honest.
So I got drunk and I bought 40,000 Instagram followers.
Yeah!
And I said, how about now, bitch? And they didn't take it. It must have been too fast. It was like 2 days later and I was like, put him in the film.
Yeah. They were like, your dog had 22 followers yesterday. Now your dog has 90,000 followers.
I was like, you know, when you go viral, it clicks. And yeah, I guess they saw the bots that I bought.
Now, HQ is on every week now.
Yeah, it's on Thursdays. They've been on a little hiatus for a few weeks, but it's been on Thursdays. I should say, I didn't always host trivia. They never let me host trivia, actually. I hosted the Words show. So Scott and I were like a tag team. He was the 9 o'clock trivia show. I did the 9:30 Words show. I'd see him in the green room.
Tag in, tag out.
Scott was like, Stuart, you were like Colbert.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly.
Jeopardy Wheel of Fortune.
I was Colbert.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But now you're doing the trivia show.
Yeah, now my show doesn't really exist anymore. Sometimes it comes back, it pops back in, but right now, yeah, I'm doing the trivia show when I host.
Every Thursday, but when's it coming back?
I don't know. It's
it might be dead.
I don't know. No, it's not.
Oh, you'd love that, wouldn't you, Scott? You'd love that. Oh, I'm so sorry, Anna.
Scott's showing up, pulling the wires out.
It feels.
No,
I was doing the Jerry Maguire over there.
Scott's the OG. You know, they still lose their mind when they see Scott.
Yeah. Quiz Daddy.
Quiz Daddy. VTG.
Quiz Daddy, baby.
VC.
Everybody's got to go to the store. Holidays are coming up.
And I'll tell you what, 20% off for Gary the Squirrel
Wow.
watchers. Okay? You mentioned Gary's name, 20% off.
And you can use the bathroom.
And I'll let you use the bathroom.
Are you selling HQ merch out of your store?
I have my someone made a jersey for me. Someone invited me to their wedding.
Beautiful.
Strangers. I showed up. I love a good wedding party.
You went?
I went.
I don't even go to
It was in the
weddings.
city.
I know the people.
I love weddings. And they were so amazed that I showed up to their wedding that they sent me a gift. Like, you're going to send me a gift on your wedding. They sent me a custom jersey, HQ in the front, Quiz Daddy #1 on the back. I was like, oh my goodness. You didn't have to do that. But it's hanging in my store now.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool.
How much?
That's NFS. Not for sale.
That sounds like a challenge. I'll give you 30 grand for it.
You see, you're proving my point. I wanted to call my store NFS and have no price tags, and people walk in, how much is this? Not for sale.
Yeah.
Nothing's for sale in the store. Until they get that thing. Come on, man. I'll give you 100
They're
for
finally
it.
gonna,
200.
Then they're going to be like, wait, is this Scott's apartment?
It's just an art
It's
installation.
just art installation.
Yeah.
NFS.
Anna,
Yeah.
what can we look forward to in 2023?
In 2023.
From you.
From me? I'm launching a new podcast soon. With a friend. I do a lot of impressions.
A new podcast,
I
say?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I think I'm getting into a new podcast.
Tell me more.
No, my friend and I do impressions, and we want to do a podcast where we can do our impressions on it.
Give us an impression right now.
Okay.
Who do you do?
I do Steve from Sex and the City.
I do Steve from Sex and the City too.
What?
I do him too.
You do?
Yeah.
Oh, sweet. Okay, you ready? Do you
You
want
do
me?
yours and I'll do mine.
Okay. Miranda, I miss you. Miranda, what are you doing out there with Che Diaz? Oh, I gotta go to a Knicks game. And it's David Eigenberg. It's Steve.
It's good.
Thank you. Thank
And
you.
I knew David Eigenberg in New York.
Really?
And that's dead on.
Oh, thank you so much. He's never commented on my Instagrams.
Oh, tell him James Urbaniak says comment.
Here's mine. Hey, Miranda. Miranda. Why I thought we could just go get some ice cream.
Ma!
I like eating ice cream with you.
Yeah. You know, he goes,
Steve!
I love a good dessert bowl.
Why can't we just go get ice cream?
And she's like, Steve, I want a divorce.
I can't wait for season 2.
Me too. I'm ready for it.
So what's this podcast going to be called?
It's to be determined. That's what we're discussing.
You got NFS, TBD.
Yeah, VTG.QDC.
They're all DOA.
So let us know when that podcast comes out.
Thank you. Yeah, I will. You
And
know.
ROISMAN, everybody.
Oh wow!
Coming
Thank you
up
for
next,
having me.
The comedy of James Fritz.
Woo!
All right.
And we're back to the Gary the Squirrel Show.
All right. Now, when you do a talk show and you get like a comedian on, there's a thing called the wave over. And it can like make or break a comedian's career. When the host goes, come on over. Because it means I thought you're funny. Will this guy get the wave over? Is he going to be funny enough? We'll find out. But let me introduce him. Like Dennis Miller, Bill Cosby, Jim Brewer, and Louis C.K. My next guest is a stand-up comic. Please welcome to the show, making his network debut, James Fritz.
Wow. Thank you. What an honor to be here. I'll be honest, I'm a little drunk. I was at the hospital earlier today and I promised a little sick kid that I would bomb tonight. Looks like he's going to make it. I was very nervous before the show tonight. I had my girlfriend pull some tarot cards. I live in LA, so I'm dating a witch, and she's cool. She's like a Chicago teacher witch. You know, she's like a witch that will like hex you and kill you, but she's the best. And so like I know a lot of witches now, and I grew up in Kentucky, so I didn't know any witches growing up because I guess we burned them all. But now I know a lot of witches, and I feel like they're all lying to me because she'll pull a card, and it'll be like a man hanging upside down being disemboweled, and like his organs are falling out of his body, and then crows are like eating the organs and blood is coming from his eyes, and she's like, no, that's a good card. You want that. Maybe send in the crows. I think men have ruined it all. Maybe we should all have our innards eaten, especially by the election results tonight. Seems like banning abortion isn't enough to stop it. I don't know. I don't think I should be able to tell a woman what to do with her body. I don't think I should be allowed to tell me what to do with my body anymore. That's how we got here. Like I'm just like, eat every pizza like it's the last pizza you'll ever eat, or that'll be made even. Like they're gonna stop soon. Or like, I know, watch a 7-part 8-hour miniseries streaming on a piping hot laptop, just resting on your balls. I didn't want kids anyway. I've been in LA 10 years. It's a hard town when you're not generationally wealthy. It's very hard. I grew up in like Western Kentucky, and I thought I knew rich people. I didn't know wealth. Like growing up, like the richest guy in our town was like the guy with the most lumber, and he was the lumber king, and he would marry the woman with the shiniest ham, and they would rule over us benevolently, and if we were kind to them, our crops would grow. And then I move out here, and I'm like breaking my head against comedy, and I see mediocre people, shitty comics. I see shitty comics just thrive while other more talented people don't, and I always wonder, why are they going up the ladder so quickly? And then I Google them, and it's like, oh, their granddad ran a movie studio. And I'm like, oh, I bet that really helps. Your granddad ran a movie studio. Cool. My granddad, oh, he drove drunk off of a bridge, and he landed on some railroad tracks, and he died slowly over many days in an old country hospital. And while he was dying, Wizard of Oz was playing on the TV, because back then Wizard of Oz would come on once a year, and that's when you watched it, and it would be on TV around Thanksgiving. And so then every year after that, my father would be in his basement just inhaling black mold around Thanksgiving, cursing out the actors in the commercials because they thought they were better than him. And he'd be flipping around, and then Wizard of Oz would come on, and he would stop for a second, and then a tear would start to form in the corner of his eye, and then he'd suck it back into his head, because you don't cry in front of your boy. So my family's connected to film too. We're all connected to film. Yeah, comedy's hard. I don't want to say comedy pays poorly, but every time I watch Glengarry Glen Ross, I'm like, ooh, a set of steak knives. Thank you very much. Yeah, Gary? Yeah! Wow. Everyone's leaving? Cool.
I want you to come over and give me. I want a soda.
Oh, okay. What's your flavor?
Diet Fanta.
Diet Fanta. Is there
No, I'm just fucking me. You did it.
Wow, what an honor. Thank you. Thank you. This is my late night debut.
James Fritz.
Wow.
Not James.
Yes, Gary? Can I call you Gary?
Yeah, of course. What's it like being a young comic in today's climate?
I'm 44.
Are you upset that you can't say certain words or use hate speech on stage with no consequence?
Well, that's not really what I ever really tried to do with comedy. I always found it, I wanted to like express myself, but hate speech was not why I started.
No, I always say hate speech is not great speech. Don't use it.
Okay. I won't use that. I promise.
Start working clean.
I tried to not curse tonight, but some of your guests had real toilet mouths.
You gotta do clean stuff. Like what's his face?
Cosme?
No. The guy's like, you know that one guy?
Yeah, there's
Brian
like,
Regan.
I'm stupid.
Brian Regan.
Yeah.
Jim Gaffigan. Yeah.
Jim Gaffigan.
Gaffigan.
Yep. Never laugh again.
Ooh. Shots fired.
I'm trying to get the numbers up.
Now, I heard you had a run-in with a horse recently. Tell us more about that.
With a horse?
Yeah, tell us that story.
I don't really have a horse
Wait, hold on
story,
a
Gary.
second.
I think you.
My writers told me you had a run-in with a horse.
I don't. No, I haven't.
And I'm trying to do like Comics Unleashed.
Yeah, I get.
I just ask an obvious question that leads into comedy routine, but make it try to sound conversational.
Well, I don't
My
really.
writers are fired. You're all fired. James, you got a packet?
I could whip one up for you real quick.
I do.
Wait, how?
You got a curb script, Anna?
Yeah.
Can I read your curb?
Yeah. I got a curb script for you. What else?
You're hired.
Thank you.
Whoa.
James,
Yeah.
what's 1 plus 3?
4.
You're hired. Everybody, James, what are you doing? What can we look forward to in 2023?
In 2023.
James Fritz.
Well, I mean, hopefully I'll be a recurring guest on the Gary the Squirrel Show, you know. Like back in the day, you know, like a comic Johnny Loved would do multiple times a year. Yeah.
You're going to be our David Brenner.
Watch it.
I want to come back and do stand up on your show.
You can do that.
Thanks.
Book it. Everybody, thanks for watching the Gary the Squirrel Show. We'll be back soon.
Bye-bye. Thank you, Gary.
Thanks, Gary.
Squirrel out.
The Best Show is produced in partnership with the Forever Dog Podcast Network. The show is hosted by Tom Scharpling and features John Worster, Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, and Michael Lisk. The show is produced and written by Jason Gore, Pat Byrne, Michael Lisk, John Worster, and Tom Scharpling. The Best Show is executive produced by Tom Scharpling, Brett Boehm, Joe Cilio, and Alex Ramsey. The show is engineered and mastered by Andrew Gleason, website and technical support provided by Martine Sellis, and the show is recorded at Forever Dog Studios in Los Angeles. Support The Best Show on Patreon over at patreon.com/thebestshow and follow us on YouTube, Twitter, and Instagram over at Best Show 4 Life. That's Best Show number 4 Life. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next week.